It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. The seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.
Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the first ever playthrough of Notte Eterna here in North America. My name is Kevin, and I will be your dungeon master this evening. We are joined by 4 outstanding players, which are going to help me tell a collaborative tale to showcase this world. I want to first off say to everybody that this is a new game currently on Kickstarter, and we're very excited to be here and be playing it. So, before we dive into anything a little too serious in this new setting, I would like to take a moment to introduce who will be here with me this evening and who will be helping me tell this amazing story. I want to first start off with a good buddy of mine, no stranger to the streaming space at all, Bleak Season. Hello, sir. Good evening. Thank you for being here.
Hey, super happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invite. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then I started seeing the people you were inviting to play this thing. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Super glad to be here. I am the Bleak Season, and you can find me at the Bleak Season on Twitter. And I am super happy to be here and looking forward to playing my little water buffalo, I guess we can call him.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Iraqian character is going to be very fun indeed. So awesome.
Thanks
glad
so
to
much
have
for
you.
the invite. Yeah, happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Also joining me will be another person who's no stranger to streaming indeed. Beth, hello and welcome. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you for having me. This is really exciting. This is definitely my first time playing a game that's not actually out yet. So that's pretty cool. Well, sort of. No? Okay. Who knows?
You played one last night.
That's true. That's true. But it's been on Kickstarter for a bit, that whole deal. Anyways, my God. I'm Beth. I'm very excited to be here. I am going to be playing Emmeline, who you'll meet and get to know. But yeah, thanks for having me here. This is great.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Coming up next will be someone who I am working with the first time here tonight, and I'm pleased to have them here. So hello, Gainer. Please introduce yourself to everybody. Say hello. Say what's going on. Who are you?
Hey, gang. My name's Gainer. I am a queer actor and TTRPG enthusiast. I'm super pumped to be here. This looks like a fantastic Kickstarter they got going here. This supplement looks fantastic. And I'm super happy to be here and playing Sarah. And thanks for the invite. I guess we're low-key plugging. You can find me on Twitter at GayNorcott, GayNorcott. That's me.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. And finally, our 4th player for this evening, a producer over on other streams elsewhere and helping us produce tonight, player, friend, activist all, Miko. Hello. How are you, sir?
Hello, I am okay. Hi, I'm Miko, otherwise known as the Okayest GM. You can find me in all the socials at the _Okayest_GM. And yeah, wearing multiple hats tonight, playing, producing, all of the good stuff. Going to apologize now. I have a bit of a cough. I'm going to do my best not to cough in everyone's ears. To the best of my ability, but I'm sure at least one or two is going to slip through, and I apologize. Really excited to be with all of you guys here tonight. It's going to be a ton of fun, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being here. And yes, and I am Kevin. I will be your dungeon master for this evening. I can be found online at KevRan Games, and I am pleased to be here. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Thank you, RPG Academy, for having us on here tonight. And let's take a moment to take a deep breath before we step into the eternal night of Notte Eterna. In a time that seems to be very long ago, the god of the sun, Laun, was stricken from his heavenly perch, cast out and imprisoned by his arch-nemesis, Demian, the god of evil and trickery. And in this time, the sun set for the final time on the world of Nier. In 161 years, those who have survived and sought a place to claim out of their own have evolved, changed, and committed to themselves to the eternal darkness that is their world. We will find our tale beginning in this world perpetual and everlasting dark that permeates everything. And we will find 4 specific heroes brought together on another happenstance travel to a nearby realm of Pertralta. It is a land that is deep within the Ashen Lands to the southern end of the continent. On this specific night, which most would typically think of the day, it is high moon, and we find our heroes traversing in through the ever-encroaching dark, which is only lit by the moon above. As it is the highest point of its zenith, there are shadows that creep and extend along the ground, giving a little bit of glimpses of the surrounding landscape. And as we see these 4 heroes walking together, the first of them is a largely built man with long, flowing, whitish-gray hair. In the dark, Nakanair's hair is very prominent indeed. Miko, if you could please tell us exactly what it is we see when we see your character for the first time.
Yeah, so Nakanair is, as previously mentioned, an extremely large man, extremely pale of skin and hair equally. It's kind of hard to tell if the white in his hair is from age or just some unnatural or maybe slightly natural distinction. And the most prominent aspect of him, above and beyond his impressive size, is just this eminence of cold menace that comes off of him in everywhere that he looks. Known as the North Wolf, as the art is now thankfully describing for me. He is an imposing sight, to say the least, but equally so, his name is also feared amongst those that would be his enemies.
Absolutely. Nakanair is trudging a distance through the dark, a little bit of ahead of the others as he is scouting away through its dark paths. Now, in this world of eternal dark, although Nakanair is a human, he still has some abilities to see and to travel through the dark, so he is not hampered by the fact that only moonlight guides his path. A few distances behind him are 2 of his other companions, who are in the middle of a conversation. The first of them is also large and tall, and they are what is known in this world as a Urakian, or a beastkin person, a being who has been semi-awakened in their ancestry to human and animalistic forms joined. This specific character walks with purpose as he speaks to his companion. And if we could, Bleak Season, please tell us, what do we see when we first take in the sight that is Ubold?
Well, Ubold is quite a sight to behold. As you said, he is very large, very tall. He has the features of what we would know as a water buffalo, with the elongated snout and the nice big massive horns. He walks with an equally impressive maul strapped to his back, and he favors a simple armor made of what appears to be serpent scales that glimmer a little bit in the moonlight and really sort of stand out against his dark blue-black skin. He is very slow when he speaks and very slow when he walks, and seems very deliberate in all he does, and can generally be thought to be a little perhaps absent-minded, as he's often contemplating things. He is a druid who is the secret flame, and he is someone who is very possesses the not possesses but knows the sort of weight of that secret and that duty that is entrusted upon him, and tends to do things in a very measured manner.
Absolutely. And he turns to his companion, much smaller in stature to him, and as she walks along, the 2 of them are in mid-conversation about different faiths and purposes here on the world of Nier. If we could, Beth, tell us what exactly do we see when we take a look upon Emmeline?
So Emmeline is she is an elven woman, tall herself, but certainly not as tall as most of her companions. She has impeccable posture. She's got long blonde hair and blue eyes that sort of glow from behind, which wouldn't be noticeable if there was sunlight, but since it's mostly dark here, you can definitely see. She wears, you can tell she's wearing a breastplate at least. And as she's walking alongside her friend, her steps are entirely silent. She's holding a shield and a mace and a pack on her back, and she seems in this place of darkness to be a little bit more lighthearted than one might expect. She wears the sigil of her deity that really values, I guess, help with medicine. She's definitely a caretaker, but she's also pretty tough. So, as you can see with her, weaponry that she's lugging around, and she has a great interest in whatever it is that her companion is telling her right now.
Absolutely. And in this moment, what are you two talking about? We catch a glimpse, a slight sound of your voices on the night air.
In the end, the gods, or whichever power we choose to worship, are fashioned by how we see them. For example, Bakrog, whom many see as being the god of fire, as being evil and temperamental and needing to be appeased with sacrifices, while still other people spend most of their lives searching for fire, look into it for comfort and warmth. The fire itself, of course, has no intentions, good or bad, but we ascribe some evil and unpredictable tendencies to the god that represents it. But that is because we understand that fire itself is unpredictable, and so I'm not saying that Bakrog is not, but many of these gods that people choose to worship, of course, end up being painted by our own perception of things, and whether or not we can ever expect one of them to be exactly as we think them to be, well, that would be pure folly to think that.
I couldn't agree more. I think that there's a lot of weight placed on the gods, and I do have rather good experiences myself, but I think it's wise to be wary.
It's wise to be wary of just about everything under this moon of ours.
That's very true.
Whatever brings one comfort, I guess, is not to be discounted.
The fourth member of this party, who is always wary under the light of the moon, is a distance away from the others, slinking through the shadows and the dark, as if they are made of moving shadow and darkness themselves. Sarah, if we were to actually get a glimpse of you throughout the darkness, what do we see? What do we behold?
I think it is hard to see Sarah, but I think in the moments where she steps between the pools of shadow, I think the first thing that catches, despite her best attempts to hide it, is the redness of her hair that peeks out from her hood as she moves. She's dressed in a sort of thick cloak here that covers her in the hopes that she remains hidden and has woven shadows in around her. As she crouches and moves, she has one hand on her blade at her side just in case anything comes. I think she is attempting to peer an ear out and overhear this conversation. I think despite her best attempts to remain serious and aloof, I think she truly has opinions of her own that she wishes to share, especially with her disconnect from a lot of the godliness of this conversation, and wants to hear more and learn more, but she remains in the shadows and takes her work very seriously here. But yeah, I think you mostly just see her, and she looks much younger and over serious, I think would be a good description of her. She has her face kind of pulled into a scowl as she looks ahead and creeps through the shadows. She kind of has the energy of the edgelord teenager of the group who's walking just slightly away from everybody else and playing very seriously on a Game Boy, but is in fact just kind of like fiddling with the handle of her blade and holding her tongue in this moment.
Definitely. And as she moves along, there is a brief glimpse of moonlight that catches the dagger shape carved into her cheek that marks her as one of the blood darts, elitely trained sneaks who move about the night. And as you all move through the dark, Sarah, if we could, let's have you make a perception roll, please.
Oh boy, all right.
And so it begins.
Indeed.
Let's go. Perception. Pretty good at that. Let's see here. Dirty 20.
Oh, okay. It's off to a great start. As you are moving through the dark, you hear off to the distance, just to the west of your current location, there is suddenly the short, quick rumble of a couple of loose debris stones that move and shift under the weight of something that cannot currently be seen. Your companions seem to have not noticed it. You are far enough away from them that you are close enough to the sound that you hear it and they do not.
Okay. I will stand quickly to attention and listen and step out of the shadows and let the shadows I've kind of pulled magically towards myself fade, and just give out like a short, quick whistle to get my group's attention, but not something that would necessarily, in like the landscape of the sound of this, come off as like necessarily human, I guess. Mm-hmm. Something that could just be a bird or an arrow moving through the sky or something.
Absolutely. You do that, and the rest of you do hear Sarah's call as she brings you all to attention. And as you all look around and perhaps ready yourselves to see what exactly might be happening, Emmeline, there is suddenly a shift in the air that you feel. This is something beyond a wind or a breeze. This is something that you feel deep within yourself, as the connection that you have to the divine warns you of encroaching darkness and evil. And you notice, and I would say that Sarah, you perhaps do too from your positioning, that off in the distance between where the three stand and where Sarah stands, there is a shift in the air. The darkness, the shadows seem to move and come to life as if through their own accord, and suddenly there is a creature that forms out of the dark. Its long, elongated arms have snapping spines that stick out all the way to the elbow, and as it reaches, it almost cuts a path through the small beams of moonlight that streak down. It moves forward, flaps its leathery wings twice on its back, and vaults itself in between to land between the three of you and Sarah. And with that, it throws its head back with a mighty roar. And we need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Woo-hoo.
Oh boy. Okay.
Y'all
You're
remember
starting
earlier
off.
when,
Well,
when
already
Kevin,
then.
when Kevin said we're just gonna take it easy and kind of just
That's it.
ease
Yeah.
into this?
I do
and,
remember
get
that,
acclimated?
yeah.
You remember that, right?
That's
I
I
do.
don't remember him ever saying such a thing.
it.
It was hard to hear. You whispered it right before we went live.
Yeah.
Yes. Alrighty, let's go around the horn. I will go around what I see on my screen here. So, if we could, Ubold, what do you have for your initiative?
A big fat 7.
Oh, okay, I like that. Fantastic. And Gainer, Sarah.
31,
Good grief.
Did you say 31?
30, like with a 3.
Oh, did you get a nat 20?
I got an 18 plus 13, 31.
I'm like,
Oh,
did
my
you roll
goodness.
Did you roll a D20 or a D?
He rolled a D100.
Yeah, I rolled a D80. Is that allowed?
That's it. That's it.
No, I have a plus 13 to initiative, so
I have a suspicious feeling that you are going first. I could be wrong, but
we'll
let's
see.
Yeah. And Nakanar, what do you have?
Well, I thought I had a good initiative. I have a 21.
Okay. And finally, Emmeline.
Sorry, Sarah, to take away your thunder, but I got a 5.
Ooh.
I
love it.
I leave. I'm embarrassed and I leave.
That's it.
We should, Emily and I should be lower level as we never actually get into the fight. The other two just like take care of everything before
That's
we
exactly it.
I solo it, and I gain 2 levels.
Right. Well, without surprise, Sarah, you are the first to react. You see this creature emerge, its long horns, its bloodshot red eyes glooming through the dark, semi-lit by some sort of infernal magic within it, and the horns curl back from its head. It flexes its sinuous and strong body as its wings ripple and snap. But you take the initiative. What do you do?
Do we have a map, Kev?
You know what? That would be a great call. Let's go ahead and do that. Nope, that's not the right one.
It's okay, we're all new here.
We're going to do this. So we'd actually have Sarah would be a little bit off to the side. So we'll actually do it like this. Okay?
Yeah, I would never walk with the group.
Yes. Yes, so this large creature does
Excuse us.
move the distance between, and it is positioned so that you are all on either side of it.
Oh yeah.
Did any of you ever see Little Miss Sunshine? Because I can totally sort of see, Emmeline and the wolf as the mom and dad. I'm the granddad, and Sarah's the.
It doesn't
Is
end
it
well for you, buddy.
I would say, is this foreshadowing your imminent death by the end
That's
of the story?
right.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, he was the best character.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert for a movie that's like 20
Oh
years
God,
old.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I believe that came out in 2006, so little
Yeah.
soon, Kev, to be ruined that.
It's so
I
soon.
mean, Beth wasn't even alive back then.
Oh, come on.
Got him. Yeah, Beth.
Yeah, Beth.
Way to be young, you freaking loser.
Come on.
I was born in 1998.
God.
Jeez. All right, I am old, I guess.
All right, here we go. Sarah's turn.
Mm-hmm.
How far away are we looking at here?
You are about
approximately?
15 feet away from this creature.
Easy money. I am going to move up, and I am. Let's see. Do I want to? How hard do we want to go in on this guy?
I don't know.
mean-
Like for all we know, he's just
This could be just
could
like
just
a
be lost. Yeah, it could just be some.
Just out for a midnight walk.
This is the
Exactly.
mook. This is the guy that's here to just soften us up a little bit, or
Yeah.
warm us up.
Or he's the guy bringing us the message from the king. Please. I'm sorry.
That's about right.
We're like, "Roar."
Blast him.
I am going to move up and I pull out my blade, which is, and I kind of hold tight to it and feel the blood pumping through my blood dart mark here, as I'm just gonna run right up. I'm gonna jump and like kind of parkour up this creature's back and try and drive a blade right into its neck.
I love that. Yeah.
Let's frickin' do it. I do get an extra attack because it is the first round. For context, Sarah is a multi-class assassin, rogue, and gloomstalker ranger. So first round of initiative is best for her. So let's hope this goes well. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Most definitely.
Cool. All right. And how close would you say that our good friends, I believe Nokanar is in the back? Nokanar is in the back?
That's me right up front there, yeah. Right.
How close would you say he is?
That is another 15 feet. So basically you were 30 feet away from the group. The creature landed right between all of you, and so yeah, you're splitting the difference.
So
15
bold of me to fully just not pay attention there and just walk that far away from the group. All right, so then I'm not going to get sneak attack, but that is fine.
See, this is how Emma and Ubold actually get experience, because we might go quickly, but we don't gel.
No, we don't. So that's going to be initially 13 damage. And then I am going to mark it as a favored foe. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to... I'm going to add an extra 2 damage on top of that from favored foe. And then I'm going to get an extra attack here as a Gloomstalker for Dread Ambusher. I get an additional weapon attack.
Absolutely.
That is going to be a 28 to hit.
Definitely. Well, actually, the 23 hit, the 28 doesn't, sorry.
Oh, darn, yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That's going to be another 9, and then a plus 1d8, which is another 7, so another 16 total, 15, 31 damage.
Ooh. Coming out strong. 31 damage, 31 initiative.
Oh, look at that.
Playing a lotto, everybody. So you surge forward, you move through the dark like a quick snap of a shadow through a gloomy haze, and if you do, you move and you jump and spin and vault yourself up onto the back of the creature and stab 1, 2 with your daggers and rake down its back as you slide down its back, spin, and kick yourself off and land next to it. The creature throws its head back with a roar and a snarl, and you can see that it did not like that very much at all, but it is far from out of this fight. Nakaner, you are behind the creature. You have witnessed this go down. What would you like to do, sir?
Well, very quickly and almost without any regard for contemplating the situation, he immediately sees the evil fiend and blood begins to boil. A steam starts rising off of him, not as if he was actually getting hot, but more that he's getting so cold in his rage that it actually turns the air into moisture around him. And with a smooth motion, he unsheathes his greatsword and charges in at this beast in full rage.
Yes. Love it.
Get it.
All right, so first attack is a 23 to hit, which, as described previously, does in fact hit. Nice. Do I need to separate my frost bonus damage from my regular damage here for you, Kev, or can I just roll it all together?
You can put it together. Well, what type of weapon are you attacking with?
It's a magical greatsword, but I have an ability that whenever I strike while raging, I do frost damage.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can pull it all together.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, actually, I need to roll it separately together, or separately anyway. So that is 18 total damage on the first strike. No, I'm sorry, 21 because of rage bonus.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think that's what my rage bonus is. Yeah, that's what my rage bonus is. So 21 total damage on the first strike. Second attack is only a 17 to hit, so I'm pretty sure that misses.
The second one will miss. Yeah. So as you also surge forward, your great sword cuts through this thing, the back of its leg. It doesn't even flinch, however, as you open a large gash in the back of its muscle. You reverse the strike on the sword and you slice up through it, but one of its wings shoots down in between the sword and the swing that you have and knocks your arms out of the way, and you are not able to grasp it. However, it throws its head back again, and with a vicious scream, the shadows that cloy around it in the dark move and shift. This strange creature that is not entirely of this world begins to move, and it begins to push back against you all. So it is going to attack. It's going to actually attack Sarah right in front. It's going to attack you with a 17.
17 is my armor class.
Okay, so it is going to strike out at you with a like a forked tongue that snaps out of its mouth and slashes across your face. You are going to take.
Licked me?
Oh yes, not a fun way.
Gross.
And it is going. Yep, it's going to hit you for 12 points of damage. That is piercing damage. And then it is going to do the same thing again.
Does it have like a cat-like tongue where it's like all rough and spiny and
barbed?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Okay, the second attack is higher. It's 19.
Mm-hmm.
So on the damage for that, oh, that's a 1. And so you're going to take a little bit considerable less damage. You're going to take 9 points of damage from that second hit. So yeah, it just strikes out. Whoosh, whoosh, the tongue snaps out. Both slam into the side. One hits you in the side of the cheek. The other one slashes out at your side of your throat. And it looks like it's trying to drop you. And Nakanair, you are moving and getting ready to strike at this thing again when suddenly its barbed tail swings out at you. Oh boy. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah. Nakanair has no care for actually getting struck in combat.
All right. You are going to take 7 points of damage as it slices out and it stabs into your torso. And if you could, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
I'm assuming that this damage is halved because of my rage.
It would
You didn't
be, yes.
say what type, or did you say what
It
type
is-
it was?
Yeah, I did not. It's piercing damage, so it would be
Okay.
halved. Yep.
All right.
So it's going to go down to 3. Yep.
And you said I need to make a con save?
Yes, please.
That's a natural 1.
Oh
Oh no.
my.
Getting started strong, folks.
That's
Real
it.
ups and downs on this one.
Yeah.
Nakanair, you are going to feel a burning sensation start coursing through your body from where that tail barbed into your stomach. You are going to take an additional 9 points of damage
What kind?
as it is going to be poison damage.
Oh,
and you-
I have advantage on saving throws versus poison.
Oh, okay. We'll roll again with that.
I can roll again.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't
That's a
that
21
convenient?
now.
Okay, well, then instead you're going to
Ooh.
take half that, which will then be halved again, probably because of your.
No, rage doesn't affect poison.
Oh, okay. I thought you just were immune
No,
to
it's,
everything.
it's not the broken rage.
Oh, not yet. No.
Unlike
So you
a
said
certain
you said it was
subclass.
9, so that reduces down to 4.
Yeah, it'll become 4 instead.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, you feel that bubbling and that sizzling within you, but you are made of sterner stuff than this, so you don't feel the effects that you would have typically felt if you were a lesser person.
Thank
Luckily,
goodness
you
for
were-
Belt of Dwarven Kind.
There you go. There you go.
Huge.
Exactly. Alrighty, and with that, the creature just turns back and forth, taking you all in. Its jaws snap and snarl. There's saliva that starts to drip and snap off of it. And with that, Ubold, it is your turn.
Before we
So-
get started, can I yell to Ubo, be careful, it licks for some reason?
So as this
No.
has gone on at the speed of light, Ubald is like, and so we invest our own meaning into these symbols. And are the wolf and the blood child killing something ahead, or have I gone mad? And as Ubald says this, he will move forward, but As he does so, he's not going to engage, but he will sort of move here. And as he does so, he will call upon Spirit of Nature to come to his aid. And right next to where Nakanair is, this sort of giant spectral, giant sort of oxen will begin to appear, and we'll stand right there, and I will cast Guardian of... No, sorry, I will cast Healing Spirit.
Excellent.
And I will place the Healing Spirit. We'll say this is the Healing Spirit. I will place it right... I don't know. Here, I'll put a tree. How about that? All right. So,
Absolutely.
till the spell ends, whenever your creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time or starts a turn there, you can cause the spirit to restore 1d6 hit point. However, I will cast it at a higher spell slot so that it actually does an extra d6. And this is good for freaking 60 feet. That's crazy.
Excellent.
No, it's a 5 foot. No, it's a 5 foot cube. Never mind. Sorry, the range is 60 feet. It's 5 feet.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
You
But I will
basically
draw-
just plop it on top of somebody, and every round it just sits there and heals them automatically.
Yeah, so I will plop it right on top of you. And as that is a bonus action, I will then move in there as I unlimber my maul, which interestingly enough used to belong to Nakanair, and after a very harrowing adventure that we were on together, he gifted it to me.
Oh,
and
nice.
That's why he uses a greatsword now, because he gave me his maul.
Excellent.
I know, he's
I grew
very
up.
kind.
And,
Such a nice
you know,
guy.
Had to
never
give
gifted me.
my childhood weapon over to somebody that deserved it.
I will start by trying to hit this thing. Ooh, and probably do, because there was a 19 plus my whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Just trying to figure it out. Plus 8, so we're good. So 27. So I'll hit. Doing 2d6 plus 4. And then hold on, because there's going to be a thing. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I will expend a charge. Once per turn, when you hit a target with this weapon, you can choose to expend one of the weapon's charges, which I do. When you do, the target becomes dusted in glimmering starlight, which lasts until the end of your next turn. While glimmering this way, the next attack roll against the target is made with advantage.
Ooh.
Hit or miss, the starlight condenses around the target and then erupts in a flare of astral energy. The target takes a bunch of radiant damage if the attack hits, or half as much if it misses. Anyways, so I land this thing on it as it becomes glimmering with moonlight that just sort of shines through. And y'all know, you've seen me do this before, so whoever tries to hit next gets advantage on the roll. And yeah, so we were having a pleasant conversation, demon. You've interrupted it.
The audacity. Absolutely.
The audacity.
Yes. And yeah, as the motes of starlight get pulled down out of the sky and begin to sparkle across its flesh, it is going to be Emmeline who reacts and moves into the fray as well. What do you do?
Quick question. How
Yes.
tall is this guy compared to my friends who are right in front of it?
Oh, he's pretty big. He's probably close to
Okay.
10 feet tall, this guy.
Fantastic. All right, so Emmeline is going to just step up just a little bit, and she'll say, "Make some room for me." And she's going to cast just like a gentle second level guiding bolt, just to see how things fare. And so she'll reach her hand out, and you see sort of a blue energy sort of interwoven with gold and light just sort of blast out at this demon. And because of Ubold, I get advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sick. Okay, that is a 28 to hit.
Most certainly.
Nice.
Yeah. And then for eau de mange, a meager 18 points of damage as this radiant blast
It is radiant
envelops
damage,
the demon.
though, so that might hurt it even more.
It is radiant damage, and next player gets advantage against it. So we're just going to keep this gravy train rolling.
And
Absolutely.
Ugold's thing triggers too, right?
Yeah, you hit it. Yeah, absolutely. So if you did hit, the thing will now take an additional. Man, these characters are pretty good. Will now take an additional. Where is it? 4d6 radiant damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's right.
Love that.
Bring in the light. Bask in the light, you fiendish demon of darkness. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of radiant damage.
Very cool.
As the starlight just explodes.
Amazing.
Bring on the nukes.
Absolutely. Okay. Off to a great start. Okay. And as we cut back up to the top of the round, Sarah, you are positioned down on the ground. This thing did slash out at you with its spiked and forked tongue. So, how do you react as the battle continues?
I desperately want to cut this thing's tongue out. So, because I feel like I want to turn it into a whip, because I think that would be badass, but also so gross that I'm caught between those two things. So I'm going to click my tongue. And first I'm thinking, you said this thing is like wreathed in shadows, right?
Yes, there are shadows that are kind of... It almost looks like if the shadows were hanging from it, like they're somehow made physical and they're dripping and partially covering the body of this creature.
So I'm not entirely sure where my shadow abilities come from. Can I just from my understanding of my own shadows and my attunement to shadows, is there anything I might be able to pick up about this thing, like whether it was summoned, where it comes from, that kind of deal, by studying the shadows that are coming off of it?
Very interesting. Go ahead and make a wisdom roll.
Can we call that insight, perhaps?
Yeah, we can call that insight.
Sure. Okay, so that's going to be 26.
Okay. You can definitely tell that this creature, it is something that is now of the mortal world here. However, you do know that in the time before, when the city of the Seven Runes fell and the darkness began to bathe the world, that there were effigies of the demonic and devilish races that fell to the planet as well. And this is one of those lingering shapes. This is a devil of some sort that has made its home here. You've all been unlucky enough to walk into its lair. You can tell that the shadows that are moving about it are being drawn to it because of its dark and terrible nature, not because of magic or because it was summoned or anything like that. This being is just literally partially made of shadow.
Cool. I try not to think about my own shadows in the context of knowing that they are attracted to evil things. I shake off that particular existential crisis, and I am going to use this opportunity with everybody close to try and go in and make a sneak attack against this bad boy. So I'm going to jump up and stab it in the mouth, hoping to get at that tongue. Here we go.
Cut it off. I hope you'll wear it as a necklace or something.
Yeah, maybe as a scarf. Keep warm out here. That is a 5 plus. What? How does a 15 do me?
Did you roll with advantage because of the guiding bolt?
Guiding bolt.
The gravy train. Do not forget the gravy train.
Huge.
It's
huge. Okay, that's much better. 16 plus 10, 26.
Okay, yes, we like that. That'll work.
So I think what happens is I go up to stab it, and I totally miss, and then I see the area lightened by guiding bolt, and I go like, I knew that was there. I was just going for shut up. and then I go for another stab.
All right.
That is gonna be a base of 14 damage, plus another D4, which is another 3, so 17, plus 4d6 sneak attack damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another 13.
Oof.
So we're looking at a total of 1730 damage. Anything else I can add on there? I don't think so. So that's it for now.
Yes. So yeah, as
Are
you
you sure that's it? Is that
yeah,
enough?
right. You pull the
I-
kitchen sink out and throw it at it.
You could go a few
I-
more rounds if you wanted.
Yeah.
Wait.
I stare it in the eyes, hoping to do an extra 1 psychic damage.
Oh, there we go. Yes, you cut out with your dagger and you stab it, and then you use that. You push off of that to reach up and stab it up higher into its body, and you pull the daggers out and you land, and yes, you do stare it down. Its eyes are full of hatred and something unnatural as it realizes that you are something to be trifled with.
Yeah. Get him.
Nuckenair, you are still in the fray, and rage, the blood is pumping through your North Wolf body. What would you like to do?
Yes. Now that the rage is actually going, I have a little bit more options here, but I will lead off with just attacking with the greatsword once again. That is a 28 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That is total of 26 points of damage, including the rage and the frost. And with that, I am going to activate my avalanche ability,
Ooh.
which means that this fiend needs to make a strength saving throw of 17.
Okay. Of 17, you said?
Yeah, DC 17.
It is going to fail with a 15.
Then it is knocked prone,
Oh, nice.
and all of the appropriate benefits that come from that, including my second attack now being at advantage.
Nice.
And that is a natural 20 and a natural 19. I'll take the natural 20
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
if that's
not?
okay.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
If you must.
So, all right, this is going to take some rolling here for a second because
Okay.
I also have my brutal critical in here. So that's 19 points from the great sword, 12 points from my blade of ice, and 11 points from my brutal critical. So that's a total of 42 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
Death by math.
Ooh, yes. All right.
Fear my math.
Yes.
Nakadira has no idea what that means. He's just heard Ubold say it
He
a
just
lot,
said it.
And it sounds badass.
and it sounds badass.
Yeah, so
you, by the way, you heal mein Freund for starting your turn
Oh yes.
in the thing of the tree.
Yep.
Let me tell you exactly how much juice you get. I casted it at a higher level, so I think you get 2d6.
How much is what's the radius on that?
It's 5 feet. If you look
Okay.
on my action, I can move it. I will, take a look at people and see who needs it. And if you're
very
fitting in,
nice.
I'll move it over to you.
Yeah.
All right. So you take 7 healing, mein Freund.
I am back up to full health.
All right.
Excellent. Yeah, so you plow into it with the great sword, and as you do, there is ice that forms across the edge of the blade and slices into it as everyone's breath starts to be seen, as the air around all of you starts to get colder as Nakanair fuels the cold into the sword. You knock the beast down, and as it slams into the back, you just take the sword and you bury it halfway into this thing's chest and twist and rip it free. Some of the blood that gurgles out is icy cold and semi-frozen from the impact of the sword. And as that happens, the creature just screams, "Rah!" and it slams the ground with its hands, and the impact of that pushes it up. It flaps its wings once, and it starts shooting up into the air above all of you. Dare I say, it disengages directly up out of the fight. It goes up to about 60 feet. I'm sorry, it goes up to about 30 feet above all of you, flaps its wings, and its eyes narrow as it grimaces, and its teeth grind and snap against each other. Looks like you have something, Sarah.
It disengaged.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I get an opportunity attack as I have the sentinel feat, and even when it disengages, I get an opportunity attack against it.
Okay.
And because this is an attack not on my turn, I can use sneak attack again, so I am going to. As it's starting to fly away, I yell, "No, you absolutely do not." That is going to be a natural 20.
Oh,
There we go.
my.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So that is going to be 30 damage plus 46 doubled 16 46 48
Nice.
damage.
Okay.
Not too shabs.
Not
Not
too
too
shabs at
shabby.
all.
Yes, your dagger bites into it and rakes down its body as it shoots up into the air. There's blood that is fueling out around you. Being a blood dart, you are not unfamiliar to seeing blood, and you know that you've hit it in a very vital spot. This creature is really, really not enjoying the fight now at this point. It was perhaps thinking that you all were a little bit easier to handle. It floats in the air above. It looks down at all of you. Ubold, it hasn't fully left yet, though.
Right. Well, I will move my little tree of health giving.
I think
over
it's
to-
actually still on the ground, isn't it? Its speed becomes 0 after Sentinel.
Let me check here.
When you hit a creature with an
does it?
opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So
Instead, here's what
so
will happen.
what I think is happening is I think I just nick it in its wing. So it just like, oh fuck, can't get up.
Yes, it jerks and buckles, and it falls right back down. Your dagger semi-pin it into the floor of the canyon around you all, and it hisses and snarls. It's not liking this at all.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna kill it.
I will move my bear, which I don't know. It's a tree here, but it's supposed to be a bear. Sorry, an oxen. I'll move my oxen. There's no
yeah.
oxen thing. I'll move my oxen over to the blood child there.
Yes. I
know.
begrudgingly take the healing, even though I can't admit how badass of a nickname that is.
And so just a question, world-wise here, Kevin, before
Yeah.
I choose my next action. Is this the kind of situation where this type of creature we might offer mercy to, or is this this is just a monstrous beast and we just, kill it?
Oh, I think this would definitely be a monstrous beast, with the fact that the world has been changed due to the fact that the God of Light and Mercy is imprisoned and no longer has ordinance here. I think you are totally within your realm to slay this creature that openly attacked you all, yeah.
Right. I will do just a quick glance and just to make sure, does someone need more healing that I can tell? Like, is someone bleeding? I don't think so.
The creature is pretty hurt.
Yeah, but you just told me not to care about it, so I'm not.
I took some damage. I'm not in desperate need of healing.
All right, the oxen will do you. I will. I will, with the maul. I will say we are very sorry to have walked in uninvited in your lair, but you showed very poor manners in attacking us. And so, and I will turn the maul upside down and just sort of ramming it down like the Judas Priest album.
So good. Great
Down
album.
into its chest, and I will give it a little maul. Would you like to go to the mall? Well, the mall will come to you. 20? Dirty 20?
Oh, yeah.
That hits. Awesome. I won't do the extra doohickey thing. I'm just going to do damage on it. And that will be 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. You slam them all down into the creature's chest. There's a sickening snap and pop as something underneath gets malformed, and you can tell this beast is on the last bit of throes of the combat here. Emmeline, do you have the strength to finish off this creature? What would you like to do?
Well, my compatriots are still in the way, so I'm just going to blast again.
Sure.
Why not?
I'm sorry for standing in your way.
Again? No.
I yell at Ubal, get out of the way. Emmeline's in the back. God, you always do this.
Oh. That's a 25 to hit.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm just gonna see what we've got going on here. Yeah, so she'll focus her energy again, and she'll do 25 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And as the radiant damage blasts down onto this creature, the shadows and the tendrils that are around it start to dissipate and fly off of it. They start moving back into the dark of the landscape around, revealing just the creature itself. The light slams into it, the radiant damage burns away through the dark, and the creature throws up its hands in one feeble attempt to try to claw at all of you before, with a loud hiss, it collapses lifeless to the ground. There is a weird blackish green goo that starts to spread out around it as it is destroyed. And just another night in the land of Nier.
We'll turn to Emmeline and say, and so, since it is a matter of context, light of a torch, perhaps, might not seem to be so bright. However, in the full dark of our world, it appears to be salvation in itself. And so it is always the context that we offer it. And my tree will... Oh, hey, 11 points you get back from my oxen.
Nice.
Emmeline just is sort of standing there, having witnessed all of these shenanigans, and is just politely nodding along to a bold.
I would like to lean down and pull its tongue out of its mouth and kind of hold it at taut and be like, you think I could use this for a whip, or you think too heavy?
No, like Sarah. You shouldn't use it for a whip. That would be disrespectful.
I mean, we killed it. That's pretty disrespectful, right?
Not of this thing, but of yourself.
I look over. Respect. No, that's fair. Honestly, you're right. I need to work on understanding what I need to do for myself. Now, do we think we can eat it, though?
Notte is just going to take his sword and, like, behead the thing and send the head flying down the side of the mountain pass.
No, I knew that. I knew I was going to do that, too.
However long we've been traveling together, I still find myself wondering sometimes whether or not the Bloodchild is jesting or being serious. Is there a tell that I'm missing?
Yeah,
something perhaps a twitch
I
of the
blink
eye.
Twice. I stare unblinkingly.
I think you can always assume.
Yeah.
Well, assuming. Here's another situation with assuming. Now, if we were to assume that everyone around us were to see the other guy, and I will just carry on like that for a little while.
As Notte rage is subsiding, he does a very quick ritual of, like, personal cleansing and apologizing to his ancestors for having to call upon their strength once again as he's cleaning the remnants of the creature's shadowy blood off of his sword.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is this out of the ordinary, by the way, that this thing popped at us, or is this just Friday night?
Well, you all are adventurers. You've been working together for some time, and in this dark world, you have faced creatures in different various stages of the night. The fact that this thing attacked at high moon, which basically would be... Now, you have to remember, in the land of Nier, because the sun set so long ago, and the world has been partially imbued with the power of the moon, because Laun, the god of the sun, when he was imprisoned, gave an aspect of his power to the moon. It basically is used to light the way of everything. Other than the secret flame, of course, which can help harness magic as well. The moon, the times of the moon phases and the moon's shining are the time where everyone is most prevalently moving around. So basically, if we were to think about this in a real world capacity, this creature attacked you in the middle of the day, which would be
So
a little weird.
A little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Are these things becoming more bold?
Certainly feels like it.
One could perhaps think that there is a change in the air, and maybe that has a bit of an omen to it.
They'll never be as bold as you bold.
It's a good one.
Said.
Very clever.
Well said.
There-
Ha 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 ha.
I don't get it.
Very funny.
Yes, and after some time, I think you all take back up the road and start making your way back towards Petralta, which is the distant city that you were all going to. Now, Petralta, we should all remember, is a land that is basically a transportation and trading hub. It is deep within the Ashen Lands where we have started our journey, and Petralta is typically owned and governed, if that is the term we want to use for the ruthless merchants and interlopers that are in the area. The Karevi are a race of people who typically live in the Underdark beneath the surface of the world, where the dark there is even deeper than the dark out here. The Karevi that have made their way to the surface have eked out an existence in this area, and Petralta is no exception. As you all come up upon the city a couple of hours later, you will find that it is a city that is mainly structured of a hodgepodge, a conglomeration of different styles and architecture aspects. You'll see that over here is what looks to be ruins of an ancient human kingdom fallen long ago during the battles. You will find over there a series of tents and tenements set up in the Karevi style, large globes that make up the shapes of the buildings and the homes and different structures here. They intermingle almost like moss growing over a tree. Ubold, you would perhaps know stories of mosses and trees growing in the light from the histories of your people.
Don't get him started.
Don't get them started, that's right. And as you all come up to the city, you will find that it is, again, being a little bit after high noon, you will find that it is busy. There are people moving about. There are people that are going about their daily lives and businesses. You will notice, Sarah, that in more than one corner, there is someone who perhaps looks like they are up to less than savory activities. Pickpocketing, mugging, you happen to notice in one alley type atmosphere. And there are several people around who notice all of you with a bit of disdain and distrust.
All of us?
All of you.
I kind of fall back with the rest of the party. I feel like this is probably maybe obvious to the rest of you, but I figured I should share this. People here don't seem wicked happy to see us, and it definitely seems like kind of a strange vibe here. I've seen 3 crimes committed. We've been here for 30 seconds.
Can
Like
you
that-
imagine how much more strange the vibe would be if you'd walked in carrying that demon's tongue on your shoulder.
I mean, kind of in like a sick way, I think.
Are you
But
using the word sick here in an ironic manner?
Yeah, it is. It is somewhat ironic. I guess it's hard for me. Anyways, it's hard for me to explain that one.
Mhm. Have we been here before, by the way, Kevin?
I've been thinking your travels, you all have been here at least once or twice before. Definitely, it's a big commerce hub that is in the southern section of the lands here. So I think it's definitely a place. You especially have been here. Your people are from the Ashen Lands, so you would definitely have been here for one reason or another.
So does the vibe feel off, or is it always just this kind of place?
No, it's always like this. It's always a hive of different people who are less than savory. The grim nature of the lands down here. The Ashen Lands are a hard place to live and to work around. And the fact also that Petrolta stands on, you would know, gates that lead to the hidden lands beneath in the Underdark where the Karevi find their main home to be. This place is always got a little bit of an edge to it, for sure.
I say, yeah, like I was saying, the vibe just seems off. Like, only 3 crimes? Like, is there a festival on today? Is there, like, are we acting? I guess I don't know. Like, nobody's even approached us trying to explain that like, their car is broke down the road and they need, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like everybody's staring at us like we came in on patrol.
Well, I find that the more one tries to understand Petralta and its denizens, the more opaque their behavior becomes.
Right as always, Ubold.
Well, right or wrong is also a matter of perspective. Take, for example, the fact that... And I will carry on this way for a little while.
I look at Emmeline and I slowly begin to just like fade into the background of Ubold and just like let Ubold start to walk in front of me and just be like, does he? I don't know. I guess
Always.
I still feel kind of new to this. Does he just do this about everything?
Yes.
Okay.
I've actually
I've noticed.
learned a lot from him, so it's not the worst thing.
No, I am learning. So to be clear, he's taught me a bunch in this time, and I'm super grateful.
It's all the time. Just
Okay.
constantly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit much.
And does he like know that it's sometimes kind of a lot, or?
I haven't told him.
Okay, I guess I'll just let him go. I quickly go, yeah, for sure. And then
The origin of the word itself is quite interesting.
Mhm.
It originated several dozens of thousands of years ago among the tribes of the Ashen Line, where it needed a new word, and
yeah, it's
we'll carry on
definitely
that way for a while.
while.
So may I ask what we were doing here? Were we just passing through? Did we have a destination, or what's going on? We didn't really.
Definitely. Your group is basically, you've just come back from a little bit of an excursion in the crater of boiling fire off to the east, and so you're looking to restock.
Lovely.
And yeah, you're looking to restock and to get some supplies. You know that Petralta is a good place for this, as it is right next to Gold King Bay. You are also able to maybe get a better idea of what sorts of going-ons might be happening nearby. As you guys are making your way through, there is one of the Karevi who comes up to you. This man, he has a bunch of cloth over one of his arms. Hey, are you looking to buy? Perhaps you would like some of this. And he puts it out towards you. He's got rings on his fingers. His long black silken hair is fancifully tied back in a bevy of different styles. He has a strange makeup style on one side of his face. Sarah, if you could, let's have you make an intelligence check of the well, let's just do intelligence straight up, because we'll see what you know about something like this.
Yeah, let's look here. 14.
14. You're not entirely sure. Maybe this guy is part of a guild, or maybe he's part of a group or something. Maybe that's what the painting on his face is like that for. Not entirely sure.
I would like to pretend to trip and bump into him and try and see if he has any weapons on him. Just like pat him down and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and like pat him down and see if he has any weapons or anything on him.
Okay, let's do this twofold. First, let's have you make either a deception or a performance check to bluff this.
That I can do. That is going to be a 17.
Okay. And then make a sleight of hand check, please.
That I can definitely do.
Yeah.
27.
Okay. Yes, you pretend to fall and you go through this rigmarole. The guy seems to totally fall. Oh, are you all right there? And he reaches down, he starts helping you up to your feet. As you do a quick, all the main areas that you would check for weaponry or anything strange, a coin purse, things of this nature. And you do find that he does have a dagger tucked into the back behind his fanciful robe that he's wearing. And he does have a little coin purse next to it.
Okay. With a 27.
I would say with a roll that high, you'd be able to get one of them off of him as well.
Oh, it's tempting to take that money. It is tempting. I would like to make a subtle look back at the party and just kind of make a look to see whether anybody, and give the coin purse a slight jingle and raise an eyebrow to see if anybody wants to take the money or the knife.
Nakanara is going to completely and utterly misinterpret the intention of Sarah there, thinking that for some reason Sarah is asking for help, that something has happened between them and this person.
Okay.
And he's going to surge forward. How tall is this person compared to Nakanara?
He's an average sized Karevi, so he's about, in our terms, about 5'8".
Okay, so he's short.
Yeah, he's
yeah. So Nakanara is just going to immediately surge forward, leaning down, getting into his face with all the anger and fury that he can muster in his expression, and tell him, "Flee now."
With using that as a distraction, can I try and take both?
Oh, God.
yeah, go ahead and make another sleight of hand check with advantage.
Hell yeah.
You want me to roll intimidation?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll give that to you with advantage there.
Can't leave you guys on 2 minutes.
So 15, 28.
I also just rolled a 28.
Fuck
wow,
yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, cool. Love that.
Accidental synergy.
Yes, and of course, this guy, you see that he half stumbles and half falls over himself. It is actually Sarah's arm that, as she pulls out the coin purse and the dagger from behind him, that manages to stop him from falling over completely as he stumbles over himself and runs back into the crowd of the day. And Nakanara, you watch him leave and you get a little bit of sense of just righteousness, knowing that you have turned this guy away and you've helped your friend. So,
are you all right, Sarah?
Thank you, Grandpa. Appreciate it. I'm fine. I guess I'm just a little freaked out. I guess. I'm fine. Subtly tucking a money purse and a knife into my own pocket.
Sarah,
I guess
you've left him defenseless.
Oh yeah. What are you talking about? I didn't take. Okay, listen. He was being weird. All right, you don't just walk up to people like that.
They do all the time.
Sarah, what just
all the time.
happened?
I'm walking back, by the way, from the half block or so ahead that I'd gotten without realizing
Yes.
they were not following us. I was like,
absolutely.
I'm coming back. I'm used to this. I'm coming back. Trying to remember where I was so that I can pick up my tail when I come
It's
back.
just you got such big steps. It's hard to keep up sometimes. I don't know. I checked him to see if he was secretly gonna come up and stuff. I don't know.
There are
I
four
thought
of us.
you needed help.
I did need help pickpocketing it.
We just got
Okay.
here.
All suddenly hear a voice very timid and quiet. Oh no, please help! And then you hear the sound of a struggle, and you hear the sound of skin on skin as someone gets slapped.
Oh, that's a great scam right there. The help, I need help one.
The scream and the slap.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Classic.
go.
As I'm approaching, ready to pick up my tail from where I was earlier, I stop. What direction is this coming from?
It is coming from a direction actually that you had just turned around and come from. Had you not turned around and realized that they were there, you would have been right in the middle of this. Emmeline, you look past your friend Ubold, and you see that there is a young woman. She looks like she is probably her late teens, early 20s at the oldest, is what I'm trying to say. At the oldest, and she has actually been struck, and she has fallen down onto the ground. There is dirty mud that has splattered all over her clothing. There is a big, large, burly man who's standing over her. And he says, I don't give a flying shit what you have to say. Nobody cares what you're looking for. Now give me your money or you're going to pay the price.
I run over immediately.
Also
Emmeline,
definitely running over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emmeline, you burst past Ubold and quickly followed by Sarah as well. And as the two of you go running past Ubold, I imagine you just slowly turn to see what they're doing. And
I was just there.
What?
Yes.
And I start walking back in that direction,
And
looking if Nakaner is following.
Yeah, Nakaner will come in as well to see what's going on. It is actually going to be, despite the speed that Sarah has and moving around in the dark, it's going to be Emmeline that comes up first. You reach to where the young lady is, and she looks up at you, and she looks pleadingly. Oh, please help me. You can tell by the way that she looks that she is one of the Willoi, who are a race also common here to the land of Nier. They are actual beings that are from the distant land in the sky where the city of Seven Runes was. So they are a little bit of an alien presence here on the world of Nier. And the big guy turns to you and he says, you stay out of this. I got nothing to say to you.
I'll help her up and then put myself between her and the person, and I'll take my shield that I'm holding and I'll press it against his chest and under his neck and try to push him back.
Ooh, okay. Let's have you make a strength check, please. Or athletics. You
to.
can probably use that too if you want.
While this is going on, Nakaner is basically just caught up to Ubold.
Yes.
And we're walking up slowly, and he just leans over and says, "This is going to be good."
While this is happening, can I be moving behind him to tabletop him?
Absolutely, yes. So,
Please.
Emmeline, you are pushing back against this guy. What did you get?
15.
Okay. You are pushing back against the guy. He seems to be matching you for strength. And you are pushing back. And you see, just behind, you would guess that she's made herself visible to you so that you know she's behind. You see Sarah slink into a position behind this guy.
Can we count that as giving the help action to Emily? Because I'm technically making it harder for him to
Bolsters
push
my
back,
strength.
right?
Let's do this. Let's roll another strength or athletics test for each of you, and we'll see how it goes.
Not better.
Not better.
No. Absolutely not. I'm just looking this guy directly in the eyes. What's your problem?
She's been around here bothering everybody. She's been trying to look. Nobody cares what she has to say. We've all got problems. You want a problem? Get your hands off me.
Can I reach up with a knife around his throat and I go, you need another one?
He suddenly stops, realizing what's going on. Hey, what the? What is this?
It
What are
would
you
be
trying to do here?
nice if you were kinder to people who interact with you. Just remember that.
Also, you smell like shit.
That too.
That's just more of a personal comment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think, you know what? Whatever. I don't need this, you know.
No. Go on. And I'll turn around and take a look at... You alright?
Sarah, do you let him go from the knife point?
I lean into his ear and I say, "You're lucky Emmeline is nicer than me. I would gut you like a fish." And then I give him a little kiss on the cheek. And I back up.
And yes, Emmeline, as you step back and you turn your attention to the Walloy girl, you see that the guy slowly turns. His eyes are wide as saucers, Sarah, as he looks at you. And he just, yeah, whatever. And he turns and he moves off into the crowd. As Nakanair and Ubold come up to where everybody is. You all look to the young woman and she goes, "Oh, thank you so very much." And you help her to her feet, Emmeline. And you can see that, like most Walloy, she has pale skin. She has lighter hair. It's messed up now, but it was probably in a stylish bun. And you also see that there is a glowing to her eyes that is marked by the connection that they have to the magic of the old world, the connection to the magic before the sun set. So, thank you. This town has not exactly been hospitable. I was not expecting it to be this angry, but forgive me. I should introduce myself. My name is Runa. I am here on a mission. I'm actually looking for someone that I know. Have you seen a man lately? He is a gnome. He's older. He has a long white beard. He has quite a collection of books that he carries. He's an archivist, you see, and he's come here seeking something, and I came to find him.
We just arrived, but...
Oh.
Where would
that be a
find
description of somebody we would have seen before here?
That could be anybody, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do we know what
nobody-
archivists are?
Yeah, archivists are people who are highly trained in seeking out lost and forbidden knowledge throughout the world. They especially are good about studying different types of histories about the time before and about studying things that might have to do with the future. You know that a lot of archivists also like to catalog and study the meteors that fall. As we know here in the land of Nier that when the sun fell and the cataclysmic war that began in the sky between the angels and demons that still rages to this day, that occasionally there are artifacts and perhaps beings that come out of these meteors as they fall to the earth. And the archivists study them, they catalog them, they try to find out if there's a greater meaning behind what's going on with the celestial war that rages above you all.
I think Sarah kind of perks up at the mention of archivists. I think she's kind of been secretly hoping to run into one in the hopes that they know something about these shadow abilities. And I think she's kind of tries to cover it up and just kind of smirks and goes, "And you're sure he's here in this town?"
Oh yes, he told me he was coming here, and he's been gone for nearly 2 months. Typically he's gone for just a week or two and then he returns, so unfortunately I think that something might have happened to him. I couldn't impose, but you're the only nice people I've met so far that want to even ask about what happened, let alone try to maybe seek what's going on. Oh please, as she puts a reassuring hand on yours, Emmeline, please, would you help me? Would you help me find my teacher?
Can I do like a vibe check to see if I feel like she's being genuine?
Oh, sure, yeah. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay.
The fact that they haven't just renamed the insight check to a vibe check,
vibe.
they
I
really
know,
need.
yeah.
They need to keep up with the times.
Lost opportunity.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she
Pretty
seems
vibe.
legit. Yeah, she's come here. She's looking
Okay.
for this man who is an archivist, and she is looking for your help to find him.
All right. Well, what can we do? Just search the town?
Well, yes. I I wouldn't even know where to begin. As I said, I've been here. I've simply just been asking around, and
Well, you were supposed to meet this. Does this archivist have a name?
Yes, his name is Minghil, and he is, as I said, he is a gnome. He's older. He has a long white beard, and
But you were supposed to meet him. Did you not have a known address or a place of a place that he frequents? Or
I think I might have misrepresented myself. I didn't actually come here to meet him. I came here to find him because he didn't return.
see, she was lying to you all this time.
I knew it.
Yep, you failed your vibe check. Because because he didn't return. So he's missing.
Right. Yes. He came here to the city to find something that to get something that he was going to return, but he's been gone for a very long time, and I worried, so I came here to find him.
Is he one to normally stray?
Oh no, he's very much on a schedule. He's got appointments to do.
Do you know what this thing was that he was coming here to get, so we might have an idea where he might have gone?
Unfortunately, I don't. He's just my teacher. He's been teaching me about the history of the City of the Seven Runes. He's been teaching me about the Cataclysm and the Fall. He's been teaching me about the imprisonment of Laun. He hasn't exactly told me all of his business, though. I mean, if you had a student, would you tell them why you were going to a distant city and what you were getting? I mean...
Yes, I would. Turn to Emmeline. You're the one who usually wants to help these stray cases.
Of course.
What do you want to do?
I try not to look at Ubold, as I'm sure I am just the most permanent of stray cases.
Yeah, I'd like to think that, Sarah, you are probably the newest addition to this group. You've only been with them maybe a few months, actually. The rest of them, they've all come together at different times. And, yes, you're probably the newest one. And, yeah, there is a little bit of feeling your way a little bit, I guess.
I mean, the Flame knows that we're still working on the last case you decided to pick up. Look at Sarah.
I'm standing right here.
What do you wish to do with this particular one? This seems like there are some shadows interlaced in this story, pieces that are perhaps a little bit less coherent, or...
There's always shadows, Ubold.
But things have been getting worse. I mean, we know that.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that her story seems less than forward, right?
Well,
I apologize if I missed. I'm sorry. And she
Don't
kind of rubs
stress
at
her
the big red welt that's forming on her cheek from where she was hit by that guy. I'm really sorry if I misspoke before. I had quite an ordeal. Maybe if you let me collect myself, I can maybe give you a better recounting of what happened, and we can maybe get you on the right footing.
We've been walking for quite some time, and we've had quite a few adventures on the way here. Perhaps we could all do with some refreshments and an opportunity to recenter ourselves. I know of a nice little inn not too far from here. They do have an open courtyard where we can be comfortable and get some fairly salubrious food and drink. Perhaps we should repair there and get ourselves a little bit of rest, a little bit of food and drink, and then perhaps everyone will be in a better mood and a better ability to focus, and we can have this discussion again.
I would love a drink.
Great idea. Emmeline will sort of reach her hand out and put it close to the cheek that's turning red, and she'll just say, "May I?" And if she says yes, I'll do a cure wounds on her face.
Okay.
It's 13 points of healing.
Well, all right.
The duck's legs is just around the corner here.
Sorry,
Excellent.
sorry. You want to run that name by me one more time?
The duck's legs.
The duck's legs, huh?
Yes. Not to be confused with the Duck's Back, which is several blocks over that way.
I can't go to the Duck's Back anymore.
No, like water, you have flowed right over it.
That's it. And as you all make your way further into the city of Petralta to go to the tavern to rest yourselves, to get a bit of a rejuvenation after your long journeys and your battle with the Horned Devil in the middle of the mountain pass, let's have all of us take a moment to step back and take a little bit of a break to refresh ourselves before we really find out what's going on and we recount Runa's tale about why her mentor has gone missing. So let's take a quick break. We'll just take a 5-minute break and we will be back to continue the story, and we will get back into things the right way. So thank you all for being here thus far. We'll see you very shortly.
It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. The seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to part 2 of our first episode of La Notte Eterna. So far, we have seen our heroes arrive in the city of Petrolta, which is a hub of commerce and trade. They have come to the aid of a young woman seeking her mentor. Runa is one of the Willoi, who are a race who are tied to the old ways of magic and of the world. And we have all gone to a nearby tavern. Bleak, what was the name of that tavern again?
The Duck's Legs.
The Duck's Legs. Yes, indeed. So we come in. You are all sitting in the middle of the Duck's Legs. It is one of those globe-shaped building that I... Did that sound wrong? Everybody's laughing. It's one of those globe-shaped buildings that I had mentioned before when you entered into the city. So it is of Karevi build. And you see that there is a lady behind the counter, one of the Karevi. She has long, lustrous black hair as well. All of the Karevi have a similar look. They have very pale skin, purely black orb-like eyes, and their hair ranges from jet black to a deep red in color. And from their time being underground, they have just become this way. She is looking around, the barkeep that is, she's looking around, just really kind of minding her own business, doesn't really seem to care, as there's relatively quite a bit of people in here for the time of day. And as we come back in, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I will approach her and go, landlady, my friend here, and I will put my hand on Sarah's shoulder, has recently come into some money. And as generous as they are, they have offered to buy all of us here food and drink.
I shoot Ubal the dirty look and say, yeah,
if we could
sure.
have 5 of your best, we'll be sitting over there. I myself would like something without meat, and water will suffice me for drink, but the best for my 4 companions here. No expenses
Of course,
spared.
I will make it happen.
No expenses spared. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Thank you, Sarah. So
Yeah.
kind.
No problem.
Generous.
No,
Gestures with her hands for some payment.
I pull out the bag of money that I stole off this dude.
She takes the entire thing,
Oh boy.
gives you a little bit of a wink, and then she slides it back down into something behind her.
I give
And-
a quiet sob.
As easy as they come, they go as well. And yes, the 5 of you, the 4 of you plus Runa, make your way to a table in the back. You sit down. There's a moment where you all just get comfortable and get, resting your weary bones from the traveling and from the battle you had earlier. Intimidating people in the town. That's always helpful too. But as you sit there, you get your drink, and Runa waits for you all. She goes, so, I apologize. As I said before, I was a bit out of sorts, and let me start at the beginning. My name is Runa, and I am a student. I don't go to a university or anything like that, because I don't have any sort of funds like that. But luckily, I met the man that I seek. Minghil is a archivist, and he studies the ancient world, he studies the past, and he has a great bit of knowledge and information that he has offered to help me discern. I've been in his tutelage for about a year now, to be honest, and I found him a very good, just, upright man, and I haven't found any sort of reason to have any sort of ill will about the things that he does in the middle of the night when he sneaks off to the tavern and to the different jovial spots and he plays music and performs. That's his own business, not mine. But our lessons have always been good and just and pure. I have found him, like I said, to be unparalleled in the knowledge of nature and of things relating to the city of the 7 runes. But as I said, like I said, he has a little bit of fun, but he's also a little bit of an old soul. So he's very set in his ways. He has a set schedule of how he does everything. And he would come here every once in a while to get supplies, to get things that he had ordered. Again, I didn't know what. Would eventually return, and This time he's just been gone for too long, so I made a point to come and find him to make sure that nothing befell him.
And you didn't hear anything about what he might be doing out here?
I mean, other than just picking up supplies and picking up certain orders, certain antiquities that are from allies of his in the different archivist realm, I don't know, to be honest.
Do you know any shopkeepers that he likes to frequent?
Well, there is one that I know of. He's mentioned him before, and I tried to seek him out, but I couldn't find him. I've been asking around for him, I've been asking around for Minghill, and I've either been met with hostility or anger. There was an Iraqian, forgive me, she says, looking at you, Ubold, one of the tiger kin who chased me down the street and threatened to mug me, and well, I thought I had been safe from that sort of affair until the gentleman who actually accosted me before you found me, so I'm lucky you all came along when you did. But forgive me, I'm speaking out of turn. The merchant that I know that Minghill has dealt with before is a man named Zatar. He is, I don't know, I've never met him, so I don't know what he looks like or where we might find him, but again, asking around didn't really offer any leads.
Does that name ring any bells to you?
Master, does that name ring any bells to me?
It doesn't, unfortunately.
I can't say that I've had the pleasure of meeting this person.
Maybe we can ask the tavern keep, or I mean, I suppose we'd have better luck than she's had, just the group of us.
Could also ask around to the I could ask the criminals in town. You know how I know criminals? I can ask them.
Well, I wouldn't want to get any of you in trouble. I don't think you should be talking to criminals.
I raised my eyebrow at her.
Well, she looks around confused because I can tell from your dress and your attire and the way that you handled that ruffian outside that you clearly are an upright and just person. And she says, motioning to you, Emmeline, you find yourself dealing with criminals? She says, looking back and forth at the others. Her eyes actually go wide at Knockenair because he's a big guy. He's just kind of hunched in his chair.
Nah.
I mean, we're all friends. I don't especially care what everyone's been up to before we met, so I don't know, there's good in everyone.
Yeah, that is true, I suppose.
You got a problem with criminals?
All right. I mean,
everyone has
does.
a problem with criminals, but
Just asking.
if you could, Sarah, I think that would be a good avenue on which to begin our search for this Minghill, did you say?
Yes. Minghill is the name of my master, my teacher, and as I said, he's been gone for a little bit too long. Usually it's just a week and a half or so, but it's been several months now, so I worry.
You say he sings. Is he an entertainer of some sort?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, that's his business. I don't know what he does when he runs off. I know sometimes he comes back and he has smells of alcohol or perfumes on him, but I don't ask. That's his business.
Well, that's another avenue. We could look in concert halls and taverns that hire troubadours, and perhaps someone has seen him. Perhaps he has simply had a few too many nights of entertainment and is sleeping it off somewhere in some bale of hay.
Perhaps.
In either case, I believe Sarah is perhaps the best equipped out of the lot of us to begin this particular investigation.
Are you saying that people don't like to talk to me, Ubold?
No, I'm saying people
I
enjoy
do.
talking to you,
Yeah,
but you don't enjoy
actually
talking to people.
I was actually pretty much exactly going to say that. I'm glad you said it before me or Emmeline had to. I think it's not that you're unlikable, man. I think you just got to learn how to, sometimes you come off as Emily, what's the word you said the other day?
Brusque.
Brusque. Yeah, just a little brusque.
Just a little bit. That's okay.
Like the cold morning air, like we all should.
Exactly.
Sure. I think it's just the way that your eyes look at somebody like you're
Really
imagining...
seeing them.
Yeah.
Now you have a problem with my eyes, Sarah.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna go.
Find some criminals.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
Help us out.
just gonna walk up to the bar and I'm gonna grab my apple teeny and I'm gonna drink it real quick. And then I'm gonna nod to the group, and before I leave, I am going to lean down and whisper to Emmeline, just quickly, before I go, we're not worried that she might be like hunting this guy, are we? I don't want to put this guy in danger if he's not looking to be found.
Best we keep an eye on her then. It'll be
think
fine.
so.
Yeah.
And then I lean up and I nod to Ubold and Knockanair. And I'll head out and try and get in touch with if I can find blood darts in town with them, and if not, then just kind of general criminal contacts in town.
Alrighty.
As they leave, I'll lean into Knockanair and say, and like the brisk morning air, the longer one stands in it and gets to know it, the warmer it becomes as the day progresses, Knockanair. It's simply a matter of getting to know you and becoming comfortable in your presence. You're intimidating. That is. Oh, Pat is good.
No, it's not a crime.
Runa looks to you, Emmeline, and she says, are you sure you're all friends? You're all peculiar and you all talk to each other strangely.
We're definitely friends.
Best friends.
Best friends. And you're a friend now too, so we'll help you.
Thank you so much. I can't even tell you how much that means to me. I'm so happy that this is going to be how it is.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel fine. Thank you so much because
Okay.
of your healing. I feel great. I feel better than I have since I've arrived in this city, to be honest.
You seem very stressed.
Oh, I'm just trying to. I just want to make sure that Ming Hill gets found. I want to make sure that he is. I just want to make sure nothing happened to him. And I want to find him
Right.
to make sure he's okay. That's all. But I think because of what happened. I mean, this place hasn't been very welcoming. I feel very safe around you, though, with the rest of you. Well, kind of with the rest of you. Really, with just you. But I was wondering if maybe I could stay with you guys. Go with you guys when you investigate. I'm not sure if I want to be by myself again.
No, you shouldn't be. Plus, you know more about him than we do, so maybe something would be helpful. Maybe you remember something that, he said, or just something like that. Stick with us.
Or even just to point him out when we find him.
That's true.
Okay.
That's very true.
That's that's a great idea. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
do whatever I need to. Thank you. And she turns to each of you and thank you so much.
I think right now, what you need to do is just have a drink, have some food, take a breath.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And she tries to calm herself as Sarah makes her way outside. So as Sarah, you go to try to find some sort of criminal underbelly of the city, which shouldn't be too hard in Petralta, to be honest. The rest of you all
Is it
stay
really
here.
a criminal underbelly or a criminal everywhere?
Criminal overbelly, perhaps. Yes, this city is definitely, as we mentioned before, has an edge to it. There definitely is intermingling of less than savory types, pretty much out in the open. It's not really all that hidden of an atmosphere type here. So as the three of you stay with Runa and try to calm her down and try to relax a little bit, try to get some idea of what all you might be dealing with, Sarah, you make your way outside and you start looking around and asking around. Let's go ahead and have you make a perception check, please.
Yeah, for sure. 22.
22. Looking around at the various people here, you don't see anybody who is marked as one of the blood darts. You don't see any of the scarification marks openly. Like yours is on your cheekbone, but other people have at different locations. Typically, it's visible though. The trick about being a blood dart is if you are being seen, it's already too late for that person. So it doesn't really matter if you have a scar on your face and if you're recognized, because that person's already doomed. So as you are making your way around, you don't see anybody out of the ordinary, but you do see, as I mentioned, that there is definitely an element here. There are some ominous doings that are going on. People who are clearly doing some back alley deals, people who are talking in hushed tones, people who might even stop talking if you approach them. So there's definitely an atmosphere of something else going on here. Petralta is on the edge of the section of the world that's been rent open, the dark abyss that leads down into the hidden lands, and you can see that there are tents that dot this area here. A lot of the Karevi in this area are giving you a wide berth. So you don't really find anything having to do with the blood darts as you are traversing through the city.
Then I think I would like to utilize a bit of Thieves' Cant, and I set myself up at a corner.
Okay.
And I take my die out and I start, like a coin, flipping it in the air as a subtle gesture that I am looking to get information, like in just putting out a general call to anybody in the underworld who might see me, just like utilizing just sort of in the way Thieves' Cant does, kind of just like a general notion within the underworld, a kind of unspoken code that I'm looking to get information, and hope that someone comes and tries and contacts me.
Okay. I'll make a note.
Yeah,
so you mark out some hidden Thieves' Cant, making a different sign upon a location that's, observable enough, but a typical person would potentially see what's going on here. And you write out a hidden message saying that you're looking for people of that certain ilk to make their presence known, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I think the last thing I'm gonna do before I kind of just move on and kind of spend the rest of the night just kind of waiting to be contacted, because I think if I go about asking around too much, it may seem like there's some reason to find this guy, and I'm worried that will encourage other people to perhaps go after him first. So rather than that, I think the last thing I'm going to do is I am just going to go out very kind of publicly into the center of town, and I'm going to start just like talking to people and being like, I heard there was a demon just outside of town. I would be careful when you're coming in and out. You never know what dangers there might be, even at Moon High. I'm just kind of trying to spread that through town to make sure that if this guy is in town that he doesn't leave.
And as you're walking around trying to talk with people and get a better idea of what's going on, there is a Karevi gentleman that you find yourself talking to. He is tall for a Karevi. He's almost 6 feet tall. He is very thin, elegant features. He has long, red, dark hair. He has a robe that almost seems to match his hair. It's a nice stark contrast with his very pale, almost porcelain-like skin. He has rings on all of his fingers, and he has a very certain atmosphere of a man who is much used to being observed. He's a man who definitely is out in the open. And he says, "Oh, a monster, you say? A creature out in the distance here? Well, that is quite interesting to me. I deal in sort with other sorts of lost artifacts, different, shall I say, ingredients that one might find that are obtrusive to creatures. This creature, you said it had horns. Did you perhaps get one? I would pay handsomely."
I try to think back on whether or not I can retrieve the head that was kicked off of the cliff. I could perhaps bring you something that may be of use to you. I've heard that you're a fine businessman. I've heard you even are sought out by archivists.
Oh, my reputation precedes me, does it? Little did I know that the legend of Zatar went far beyond the walls of Petralta.
Oh, I perhaps it is just where I come from, but I was told that if I needed to get anything done in this town and wanted it done correctly, I should come and talk to you.
Oh. Well, I must say, flattery will get you everywhere. Yes, I am, in fact, the man that you seek. What is it that you are looking for?
I've heard that there is a man in town, an archivist. I've heard he's come here some time ago, and unfortunately, someone has been trying to contact him and has been unable to. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about this?
Well, I meet with a lot of archivists. Could you perhaps be a bit more specific?
I give a sort of general description, but I make it sound as if I don't know too many exact details, as if I have heard about this, but am not necessarily actively seeking him out.
Okay.
And then as I'm finishing, and he's been very, of course, difficult to contact, but I've heard he's up here searching for something or some type of. I mean, of course, archivists, they're always after something legendary, aren't they?
That they are. Unfortunately, I do not know the gentleman you speak of. Perhaps you would have better luck elsewhere. Now, if you have information that I could perhaps purchase, perhaps you have some ingredients or some different artifications that I could perhaps procure from you instead.
It's an interesting concept. There's a tar. Let me see. I open up my bag here and I start rustling through. And I turn to him and I say, "Do you seek ingredients, magic items? Is there anything in particular that I could tempt you with?"
All of the above, of course, but might I ask, you are a bit flippant with your coin purse and with your accoutrement here. Are you traveling alone, or are you with friends?
Oh, my friends are just outside waiting for me. In fact, I hope they haven't begun to get worried.
Yes, you never can be too safe. There are archivists. They go missing in the city, apparently. Perhaps you can meet at my bazaar. It is in the northern section of the city. You will find it as it is showcased by 3 separate, perhaps I should use a surface world term. You might not perhaps understand what the Hidden Lands call them. 3 separate amethyst-colored globes that are bordering the shop. You will know it when you see it. You can find me there if you have any other pressing business. Otherwise, I must take my leave of thee.
I do speak Undercommon. That would be the language he's referring to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go, of course, Zatar, you've been so truly helpful, and I promise you, if I can find anything that I think might suit your fancy, I promise you will be the first soul that will lay eyes on it other than I. And then I lean in and I whisper in Undercommon. And if you hear anything about this archivist, there may be something a little more potent in it for you.
When you lean back, I must ask you, are you being truthful? Are you trying to lead this guy on? I mean, how are you trying to let him know, like, what is your intentions as you're trying to showcase towards this guy of why you are trying to find Miguel? I mean, are you
I think my main intent here is to try and make it look as if I have been like hired to find this guy, but that it is more of a personal, like somebody is trying to get in contact with him rather than like he has something that somebody needs back or something. I don't want to make people like Zatar think that he has something worth killing him over.
Sure.
But I'm trying to make clear that like if he helps me, it's the best option for him is to help me, and then it can be mutually beneficial. But at the end of the day, I don't think I have anything good to offer this guy. I'm gonna go back to the bar here and check to see if anybody else has anything they think would be useful to him. But I want to kind of move my rucksack in such a way that it looks like I've got tons of powerful magic items in there.
Okay. I'm gonna make a roll real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna get jumped.
Yep.
And we're
And
gonna have
as
to
you-
go rescue you.
As you whisper that in Undercommon, Zatar looks at you in Undercommon as well. He says, perhaps I can speak to you more of this archivist you seek. Come to the shop in 1 hour's time, and we will speak of this more. And bring your friends.
I wink and I'll say, and I'll see what I can do. And then I am going to just kind of turn and walk confidently but quickly out of this shop.
Okay. And yeah, you make your way back to the other. When you do, everybody has been calmed down. Everybody's relaxed a little bit. If you want to take a short rest or anything like that, you could have done that in the time. Or if not, that's fine too. It's optional. But yeah, you all are reunited back at the Duck's Legs.
And so I believe that by naming it the Duck's Legs, they wish to emphasize the bipedal nature of what was I saying?
Oh, you weren't saying anything.
Yes,
Listen.
they wanted to emphasize not the movement is what I was referring to.
Right.
The notion of a place that is full of energy and where one can circulate around, and I have no clue what I'm saying anymore.
Oh my
I'll just
gosh,
have
I've been
some
here
more
for-
water.
I've been here for 3 seconds and I'm already almost asleep. Listen, I come in and I do a big clap in the middle of the group and I say, all right. So I turn to Runa and I say, you said this archivist is in contact with somebody named Zatar?
Yes, that's his ally that he has here in the city. I know that's who he comes and he gets equipment from and artifacts from.
All right, so I've just been speaking with Zatar.
Oh, that's excellent news.
You would think that, right? That's what I thought at first. I thought he was going to be like, oh my gosh, is he in trouble? He's my friend. We're cool. Nah, he's like slimy as hell. So anyways, I was talking to him and I was like, ooh, like I'm looking for this archivist I've heard. And he's like, yeah, I hear archivists go missing all the time. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, anyways, come to the shop in an hour and we're going to talk about this archivist and bring your friends. And I don't know whether this is a trap, but if it is,
Sounds like it.
if it is, it seems like it feels like a trap that maybe we should just fall into on purpose, maybe try and get closer to and then just kind of, I don't know. It's a pretty common technique where I come from. You go into a trap on purpose, but very well prepared, and then you just kind of bust out, and you're right where you need to be.
Worked well for you so far.
I kind of, sure.
You're alive.
Technically, yes. Fine. If that is what we consider successful, very.
Did this Zatar appear to have minions or colleagues?
His shop was empty except for him, but he trades in magical items. I assume not only does he have power of his own, but also if he needed people to work for him, I imagine it would be easy.
And he told you to meet him when?
In an hour or so.
Very well, let's go now. Let's not give him time to prepare.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's actually, yeah. No, I actually, that was, sorry, did I say I didn't think of that? That was my plan.
I love how decisive you all are. It's really reassuring to know that you're all ready for this and that you all are in, agreement and concordance with one another. It really shows teamwork and initiative.
Knockenair just stands up and starts walking out the door.
Oh, yes.
This
okay.
is why we do this.
We have
Runa
to make
starts grabbing
decisions
up her
quickly,
stuff.
or he'll just start walking.
Okay. Yeah, Runa starts grabbing up her stuff. She stays
We
close to
speak too
you,
long.
Evelyn, as you all get it ready to leave. And you all do. You all leave. You followed the directions that you assume that you got from Zatar to the correct location. You move through the streets of Petralta in a very quickened, very to the point state. You guys are all trying to get there and trying to get this thing sorted out. And you do see a section up to the north where there is the bazaar is a little bit, the streets are a little bit more congregated. There's lots of tapestries and cloths and things that are hanging about, different flags and things of this nature. And you do see behind all of this, there is this bazaar. It's a conglomeration of several little smaller globes type structures and the 3 large purple globes made of a gem-like substance that is purple, like an amethyst.
Right, that's where I said, he told me to come here, but he said it in a way that made it be like, you can come here and we'll do sort of a secret deal, and don't worry, it's cool because it'll be secret.
Before
Like-
Knockenair walks in through the front door, would you go and see if perhaps there is an exit or another access point via the back?
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
If anyone tells Knockenair to wait up, he will more than happy sit and wait.
Honestly, I am too afraid at this point to tell not to do anything.
Knockenair, knock it off.
We should be decisive and act.
Right.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I
Knockenair
Can I
starts
do it?
heading inside the shop.
Hold on. Can I do a quick circle of the building just to make sure? I do want to check what Ubold was saying about another
gave you that
exit.
opportunity already. Knocking your head inside the shop.
Oh no!
Why do you encourage him? Huh?
Yes.
Getting right
Why do
behind
you
him.
encourage him?
Sarah, you start to break off to the side, and yes, you see Nakanair go straight in, and then Emmeline right behind him, and then Runa gives you a look like
Stay
before she
close,
follows
Reyna.
Emmeline
Yes,
inside.
Stay close. Reyna.
Before we go in, I want to grab Runa by the shoulder and just say, "Hey, they're my friends. Okay, watch yourself."
Okay.
And then and then just follow
Damn
him
it.
in.
Right. Absolutely. And I would think that, Sarah, you are the last to walk in, and you see the inside of this main of the three different spheres of the bazaar. And it is a bunch of pillows and throws all over the floor. You can tell that there is a strange scent in the air. And in towards the back of the bazaar, you see Zatar. He is sitting cross-legged on the floor, and he is sitting on a pillow that is very well embroidered. He is smoking some sort of apparatus that is connected to a tube that has like an upright stand. It almost looks like a vase of some sort, and he takes a long drag. Oh yes, hello. I was not expecting you to come so soon. Has it been an hour already? And he takes another drag of the instrument, blows rings in the air.
No time like the present.
Time is only a construct that we make in our minds.
Little
Very
worried
profound.
about that. He speaks so intensely. I'm worried that even if he says something good, it's gonna come off as very spooky.
He must be German.
I laugh and I kind of politely pat my companion's arm and say,
Is
"What-
this the man that you were speaking to, Sarah?
It is Zatar.
Zatar, tell me what
Oh my god.
answers you didn't tell Sarah.
Well, you certainly are a man who is straight to the point, and I like that. So perhaps
He's like a brisk morning air.
Yeah, that's a great description of
He's
him.
the
I will
brisk
be
morning.
honest, when he walked in, brusque was the word that did come to mind.
It's brusque, right? Emmeline said it the other day, and I was like, that's perfect, brusque.
And he says, since you are so straightforward, perhaps we should drop pretenses. And his demeanor changes slightly. Now, let us speak plainly.
Oh,
I
gosh.
would like to know what exactly it is that you are seeking out Ming Hill for.
I point at the young woman that is hiding behind Emmeline and say, he is her teacher. She is worried about him.
Very interesting. Ming Hill has not described to me having a student before, but I guess times are different and times change. What I want to know is what exactly is it that you seek him out for? I mean, he came here recently, and he did have a little bit of some dealings locally, but
The young lady is merely concerned that he has not returned at the time that he was supposed to return, and so would like to know that he is hale.
well, to be entirely honest, I am a bit concerned of his tardiness as well. You see, he comes to me from time to time. We have a bit of an agreement. See, I am also a little bit of an archivist in my time, in addition to some other sort of, dare I say, trainings that I have. I know that he is a man who is very well versed in the time of the Kingdom of the Seven Runes. You've heard of this, yes?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain artifacts that have been found and have been located from this time before, and one of these said artifacts is one that he seeks out. Do any of you know of the Scroll of Malko?
Do any of us know of the
Yeah,
Scroll of Malcolm?
Of course I do, but why don't you tell me what it
Does
is to see if
do
you know what it is?
I'm going to test you. Do any of you have proficiency in the history skill?
Yep.
Mm-mm. I
Nope.
I think it's Emmeline. This is an Emmeline.
Yeah, because
Evelyn,
I'm
go-
-1 on history, so not
Oh,
only have I not heard of it, I've not even heard of history.
yeah. Wait, what is that?
You're
Time
telling
is a
me they're writing
construct.
things down
It's
now?
true.
History is a construct.
There we go. Emmeline, go ahead and make a history check, please.
Okay. Nice.
Hey, let me,
Naganir
let-
actually has a better history than U-Bolt, and that is hilarious to me.
That is amazing.
Let me help you as I lay my hand on you and offer you some guidance, even though I know
Oh,
nothing.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll just be like, I know you can do this, Emmeline. It is a dire task, but I have faith that you are up to it.
To remember something?
I'm like drowning him out and actually trying to access memories. I rolled with the guidance 20.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
You know that in the time before, the time when the Kingdom of the Seven Runes was still actively together before it was disrupted and destroyed by the Cataclysm, you know that there was a great mage and sage of the time named Malco, and he specifically was a man who was very interested in prophesying about the future. And the Scroll of Malco supposedly was a scroll that whoever read it could discern facts about the future.
So a sort of farmer's almanac.
Sort of poor Richard type.
Less perhaps about, Emmeline, you would know with that same role, perhaps less about the weather and more about things such as, imagine getting a book. And for most people, the book is only written to, say, chapter 10. The Scroll of Malco would be the rest of the book. It would be events that are supposedly destined to happen. Like they've already been written. It's perhaps a history tome written from a time that hasn't come yet.
Interesting.
It's kind of freaking awesome, but also definitely freaky as hell.
I don't understand.
Time is a construct.
Ah,
Done. Yeah, got it now. That's easy enough.
So
I'm
he's
having
looking.
difficulty constructing this one, however. Emmeline,
That's
could
why
you-
I don't care about time.
Could you, Emmeline, take the time to explain it to me in your own words?
Yes, and I will. It takes approximately 45 minutes for me to really let it sink in. No, I'm just kidding.
I take a short rest.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very well. So he's looking for this scroll of Malco.
Hmm.
The interesting thing is, of course, if we had the scroll of Malco, we wouldn't know where he is.
That's true.
It's a
Remains to be
paradox.
seen.
You can't have the scroll of Malco. Nope.
What is
Well,
the
there is a
paradox?
bit more, but perhaps I will inform you of the reason why the Scroll of Malco has not yet been found. You see, the scroll is hidden away. It is sanctioned and, dare I say, it is locked away. There is a temple of sorts that exists between the surface land here of the Ashen Lands and the lands below, the hidden lands where my people hail from. In this vault, there is a special type of trap that cannot be easily bypassed. There is an artifact that fell from one of the meteors that is actually able to open this trap. And Minghil went to go get this artifact. He went to secure it so that he could actually finally get the Scroll of Malco.
Well, there you are. We've found Mingil.
I turn to
Would've.
Runa and I go, "Great, sounds like you know where to go."
I don't understand. Zatar, are you saying that he actually is where the scroll is? Or no, child. What I am saying is that he went to meet with those who had the artifact that could get him into where the scroll is. And if he has
These
not
people
returned,
would be unsavory types, of course.
no, of course. Something like that does not simply find its way into the moonlight unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I if we needed to, I could probably work our way into these folks.
Was there a particular place he was going to seek this artifact? Do you know the area? You say it is fell from a meteor. Does it belong to someone? Has someone found it? Is someone hiding it? Is someone keeping it? Do we know where he might have gone?
The last that Minghil and I had heard, the artifact in question was specifically under the control of a gang known as the Obsidian. They are located somewhere within the city, and I would dare say that if they are out here and they know that you are looking, they will perhaps find you before you find them.
Makes it easier for us.
I've put out a call saying that I'm looking for somebody, so let's hope that...
Like a personal ad? And then
kind of a
board?
personal ad. Yeah, kind of sort of a missed connection, like a misconnection where a series of indecipherable runes drawn on the side of a building, you know?
That's great.
It would not be hard. I could tell you where perhaps the Obsidian could be found, but I doubt you would be able to survive a direct assault against them.
You would think wrong, wouldn't you?
I don't begin to presume anything about you.
No.
You just did.
Do not try to get one past our friend here. He is the sharpest tool in the shed, by far.
I can tell he is definitely the
have no
brains of the
shed.
operation.
But you got sharp tools. That's true.
The Obsidian can be found in the western edges of the city along the Dark Abyss.
Is this a very populous gang? Do they have many soldiers that will stand before us, or is this 7 friends and a couple of their women?
Is this sort of a book club type deal, or are they like...
Are they pacifists?
Well, no. They are known to be very territorial about the things that they found, and the things that they control are the things that they control. I would also say that if you were to perhaps seek them out, that you would do so in a time of your choosing.
Very well. And I turn and start walking out unless someone stops me.
Yeah. knock. Hold on one second.
Man of action.
Few words, decisive action.
I know
chose
anything
now, Sarah.
I understand you chose now, but like we're all here together, so like can you give me a minute to choose now?
It might behoove us to get as much information as we can from Zatar, since he seems to be knowledgeable about this miscreants that we seek. So if you wouldn't mind, Knockner, you may stand at the ready by the door, and we will signal you when we are ready to leave.
Very well. Just know that I have chosen, I guess.
Oh, trust me, I definitely know. And honestly, I was a little scared to stop you, so I'm glad you stopped. Have I heard of this gang before? Does that...
No, you haven't. It must be something that's just local. It's not something that probably stretches beyond this city, otherwise you would have heard of it.
Well, that's good. At least that means they're at least probably just like a group of dudes and not like a crime syndicate.
Ladies can be gangsters too.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I meant like dudes, like just a bunch of schmoes.
Broad.
But I
Yeah,
think you're
bunch of
100%
chads.
right. I turned to Evelyn. I need to work on my language. It's just like, it's you grow up and you're trained to say the. Anyways, we won't need to get into it. I turned to Zatar. Zatar, before I go, and I understand we've moved to more of a blunt sort of negotiation style, and I think that's great. Just real quick, anything fun you got that I could grab from you? It's anything that would help us maybe take care of these guys. And hey, listen, I'd be bringing back a regular customer of yours.
Let us perhaps see how well you fare before I start giving away my merchandise.
Do we want to leave Runa with Zatar Must we?
Oh no! If we're gonna find my teacher, I want to go with you. I want to make sure this is handled right.
It could be dangerous.
Yeah, it could be really dangerous. Are you prepared for that, Runa? Are you like, what do you bring to the table? I guess is kind of my question.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, you're right. I'll just.
I guess I'll ask my friend Emmeline what she thinks. Emmeline, thoughts?
Well, we want to keep you safe, so if you're able to protect yourself, then you could come. Otherwise, maybe stay at an inn or something, and we can find you when we found Ming Hill.
Okay. Well, when you're right, you're right. I'll stay out of your way, but good luck.
I say, yeah, and just, stay nice and comfortable, and we'll go do this work, and then we'll bring you back with Ming Hill, and you guys can head right out. And I give her a condescending pat on the shoulder, and then I roll my eyes.
All this, of course, goes right over Ubald's head.
Yeah.
Bruna, perhaps you might leave word with Zatar here as to where you'll be staying so that we can find you once we return. And please don't worry, we've never done this kind of work before, but that shouldn't stop us from being fairly good at it. If nothing else, we will unleash Nokaner and he'll just get it done. That's not
kill
there.
Everybody. He's like super good at it.
Alrighty.
Isn't that wild? He heard us from out there. This is the type of thing we're working with right now.
He is a wolf.
Best.
It's true.
Emmeline, is there anything else you would like to inquire about, or?
I don't think so. I think I think Nokaner's right. It's time to just act.
Nokaner, you may go.
You just hear him walking.
Oh my god, we're gonna lose him if we don't move.
He does move faster than everyone, so.
He does, yeah.
We'll be back shortly, hopefully with Ming Hill in one piece. And
Just kind of timidly waves at you, Emmeline.
He's fine. Okay, whatever.
And you all follow
getting
Nokaner.
stabbed before this is over.
You all follow Nokaner towards the edge of where you all were talking about. Now, the Dark Abyss is really hard to it's not hard to miss. It is a large, cavernous space that is right on the edge of the city. It is a huge fissure that leads down into the hidden lands below. Imagine like the Grand Canyon, basically, this type of thing. So as you all quickly approach it, it's not hard to miss. The question would be where exactly along its edge you might go. So as you all come up, let's have everybody make investigation checks to kind of see, looking around, maybe get an idea of where to start.
I'll pass
Nat
because
20.
I have -1.
Okay.
An 18, and I have a +0.
Oh, wow. Good
Yeah.
roll.
I got a 12.
Okay. I like that.
An interesting fact about the Abyss that most people don't know is that as they're all investigating and I'm like pontificating.
Nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Oh, cool. Sarah, you get an idea of where best to handle stuff. Now, Emmeline, you're able to get an idea as well. You think definitely if there was supposed to be some sort of area here where it would be able to support some sort of base of operations, it would be a place that would have to have a certain type of angulation to the chasm walls. It wouldn't just be like hanging out in the middle of anywhere. So you start narrowing it down. And Sarah, when you look in through the area, you start looking around through the different shadows and the different gloom spots in the section below, and you do eventually see that there is what looks almost like a house, a structure, a tenement, maybe a building that is connected to the side of the chasm about 40 feet down.
Interesting.
And it's all black. Somebody else wouldn't have noticed it, but you happen to be looking for that type of thing.
I point down and I say, looks like there's somebody set up shop there on the side. Is there any sort of steps or ladder leading there, or is it seemingly just like there?
It seems like, unless you're missing something, it seems to be just supported on the side of the chasm walls.
How far down?
40 feet.
Okay. I have a possible way of getting us down, but if anybody has any ideas, I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah, what does the group think?
I mean, I trust your judgment. I think that's probably our best bet.
You said it's 40 feet down?
It
40
is.
feet.
And like flat ground there, or like is the landing that we would be coming down to stable, or like
Not gonna-
substantially sized? And like, are we climbing down a ledge to get to another ledge, sort of deal?
I can take care of this for us fairly easily if you would gather about me.
I do that.
Exciting.
And I will cast Windwalk,
Who?
Ooh,
which
that's
will
cool.
turn us into basically gaseous forms and allow us to fly at 60 feet per round for 1 minute until we land, which we do safely. Will that get us there?
Amazing. That's awesome.
Will that get us there?
More than get us there.
And
Yeah.
so as you gather around me and I invoke the power of the ancient spirits, you feel the winds start picking us up, and at first you think perhaps you're becoming lighter as you're lighting up, but you realize that you're melding with the wind and dissipating into a gaseous form, and eventually you have control over it, and we fly down like zephyrs all the way until we land safely.
Oh, by the way, that lasts for 8 hours, not 1 minute. It takes 1 minute to cast,
There you go.
and for the next 8 hours,
We can
we can go in and out of cloud form, spending 1 minute of
Oh.
concentration.
Huge.
Interesting.
Awesome.
So I come out of it and I throw up
I should just cast that every morning when we wake up. It'd be good for the
the
day.
whole day. I
That's
think Sarah does not like being non-corporeal like that.
Yes, it's a bit odd. You like melding with the shadows and being like a shadow, but being intangible like a shadow might be a bit much.
And also, your speed is 300 feet, not 60.
300 feet.
You have a
Took it right
flying
along.
speed of 300.
That's
I need to learn to read,
badass.
first of all.
awesome.
Emmeline's just like
Reading, it's a skill.
zipping around.
No, but it says here, for creatures in cloud form flying, when the effect ends, the creature descends 60 feet high if it ends while you're flying.
Right.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so like, it's overkill for what we need to do, but yo, let's do it in style.
So awesome. I
Yes.
really don't even care. It was so sick.
Yes, you all turn into mist.
I mean, we could. This is not something that would occur to Knockenair, but I have a feeling it would occur to one of his companions, certainly. We could just stay in the wind form and go inside the house.
That's
Could do
true.
that.
Pretty
Sneak
spooky
on
if we
in.
did that.
But
I'm-
we then ruin the DM's adventure because I have this
Because we're invisible and wind and can move 300 feet.
one of those spells that makes you regret that you played past 5th level.
It's all
I've-
good.
I feel like we could probably pull it off if we did it that way. There is
Let's
a
do
part
that.
of me
Yeah,
that
let's do that.
for character reasons wants Sarah to not want to do that, but if we think that that's the best way to move forward, I think that she can suck it up and make it happen.
All right,
I mean,
so let's do that.
At the very least, I think we just fly into the entrance of the house and materialize straight into the entrance of the house. Like, we don't have to
That could be
scout
easy.
around. Like, Knockenair is not
Right.
patient enough to, like, go scouting and shit like that in this particular instance. He's not out in the woods. He's not out in the mountain. Like, in the wilderness, he scouts. Here, no. He just goes in.
I also like to think that we all have to, like, regardless of whether we want to, Notte Eterna is going to go in, and because he's just a stronger wind than the rest of us, he just kind of pulls us all in with him.
There we go.
Strong cold breeze.
We can go back in, materialize, and instead of throwing up, it's the abyss. I throw up on the floor of whatever room we're in. So that's
Absolutely.
oh god, oh my god, I didn't exist. I felt like I could just oh
It
my
is
god.
very freeing, is it not?
No, it was the worst
that
thing.
spell you've old.
Amazing.
Oh god,
You must cast it again tomorrow.
please don't.
Yeah, I don't need to. You can use it for the next 8 hours.
Super don't
No.
do that again, or at the very least warn me. Anyways, I look around the room to see if there's anybody here who we've just teleported in on.
So yeah, you guys all fly down in your mist gaseous-like form. You fly down, and it basically, there's not a walkway or stairs. It just seems like it is literally a home-type building attached to the side of the chasm walls. And as you fly down, you can go right down in. You mist right through the door, and as you mist in through the doorway, you all come into the interior of the locale. In the interior of the locale, basically, it looks like it is several different rooms that are interconnected through different walkways and different types of little mini hallways and things like this. And you can see that it's all dark, it's not lit up, but there are lights in the center section of it. And in the center section of it, you can see that there is actually a figure that is sitting in the middle of the floor, small figure, definitely gnome, halfling, child size maybe, sitting on the floor with a burlap bag over their head.
Which
that
room?
was-
Which room are they in? I'm looking at the map.
The one that's all lit up right in the center with the green carpet.
That was quick.
Emmeline's instinct is
And
to
that's the room that we
run over.
materialize in, is what you're saying?
Yeah, so we'll move you guys in there.
Okay. Boy. So, how are we playing this?
Oh, I see the figure on the map now. Knockanear just walks right over and takes the burlap sack off of his head.
Okay. Knockanear, you walk up and you grab onto the burlap sack. Now I'm assuming you turn physical then?
Yeah. We
Okay.
materialized in the room.
Everybody did?
So I did. I don't know about everybody else.
I definitely did. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Bleak threw a giant boar on there.
I thought for an honest second that the dude had just transformed into a giant boar. We were in combat. That's
That's it.
This is
Roll
what you get.
initiative.
This is what you get when you bring Bleak Season into a player spot. He just
That's
can't
it.
help but throw down tokens onto the battle map, thinking he's the GM.
Mischievous.
At least I haven't thrown down the limo yet.
Yeah, you walk up, you grab onto the burlap sack, and you rip it off the guy's head. And what you see is
What you
a
get?
gnome. He has long white hair and a long white beard, and he is looking quite disheveled. You can see there's some bruises and some cuts about his face, like he's been worked over a little bit. And you can definitely tell that he's definitely not enjoying his stay here. And he looks up at you, "Ugh," and he pulls back, like maybe you're about to hit him or hurt him. Maybe that's what he's been used to. And he looks about the room, just trying to see what's going on. A little bit of a frantic state.
Are you
It matches the
Mingil?
description. He can't talk for the gag that you notice for the first time is in his
Oh.
mouth. So he's just kind of looking at you.
Pull that out.
Thank you so very much. Yes, I am Minghill. Who are you? What are you doing here?
We
I
were
found
sent by
him,
Runa.
and I just pick him up and put him on my shoulder
Oh,
and
just
walk
be
and
delicate.
start walking him towards
Oh.
Evelyn.
And I do a
Gosh.
sort of like, and I go, wow.
We were sent by Runa to find you.
I'll put my hand up and cure some wounds.
Oh,
And now imagine if we had brought Runa, how much longer that would have taken. Am I right? Wow.
I suppose so. I don't know exactly how it is you people work.
well,
What are you talking
unlike
about?
some
What
people.
happened?
We met your... Well, Emmeline, explain it to him.
We met Runa. You know Runa, right? This isn't... Oh, boy.
Runa? Who is Runa?
Oh,
my god. I fucking knew it.
Zatar, does that name ring a bell?
Zatar? Yes, I know him. He's an acquaintance of mine. He and I study the things that fall from the meteors. But who is this Runa you speak of?
Do you have a student?
I don't have a student. Why would I have a student? I'm a man of mischief. I'm a man of activity. I'm not a man who have a student and worry about all those bookish things. Now, who is this Runa you speak of?
I look back at the rest of the group and just... I did it again, didn't I?
I think you did do it again.
Yeah.
And this is why... Listen, hey.
What did
This
you
is-
do, Emma?
I think I made a mistake.
She fell for the age-old, please come and rescue me and help me ploy, which
Do you remember what it
is
first
interesting
happened?
because
But he needed rescuing.
I said when it happened.
Right.
That's a great bit. It's a really good scam. And
Mr. Minghill, I assume by the bag on your head and the restraints that you're being held here against your will.
Yes, that's right. I came to meet with these men about an artifact that would unlock a secure and ancient doorway beneath the city. And when I came here, they attacked me. Luckily, I did find it. It's right over there. And he points over to the inside of the room. And as you all turn in unison, you see that there is a figure who is in the room. And the figure you undoubtedly recognize the second that you see her. It is, in fact,
Runa.
Runa. And she's-
motherfucker.
that little punk. She's standing in the room, and as you all meet gazes with her, she... Oh, hang on a second. Kevin, something wrong.
I guess your spot amongst us is safe for now, Sarah.
That's
Was
it.
It was at. I knew you guys were thinking about replacing me with Runa. And she's
they
evil.
told me. She is standing off to the side, and you see that she closes her hands around some sort of strange, it looks like a weird wheel that's sitting on a table over here. And as she looks up and she pulls it away, she looks at it for a moment, and then she looks up and locks eyes with all of you. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. I didn't entirely think you'd make it this far, but I can see that you, and she points at you, Ubold, are a bit trickier than I would have anticipated. Luckily, I have what I came for, and I will be able to finally secure my passageway into the interior of the vault and retrieve the scroll.
I ordered you an apple teeny.
It tasted terrible.
Was Minghill pointing to like a door like leading out to where he needed to go, and then Runa was there, or was he just like pointing us towards?
Yeah, he was pointing to a section in the room, and she's got whatever this thing is.
Okay.
Wherever you're going to get this item, Runa, you'll need help.
It's true.
I think I have all the help that I need now, she says, holding up the thing.
I'm confused.
Knockinair, please go get this thing that this woman is holding for us, please.
He just drops the gnome and starts charging at Runa
Hold
immediately.
that thought, she says. Make a wisdom save, please.
Okay.
Not my friend.
I actually have a +7 wisdom save.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
26.
Oh, you feel something wash over your features for a moment, and you feel like you are trying, like something within you tells you to stop and to not move, but you shrug it off. You're way too strong for anything like that. Something of the mind, foolishness. The body is where the strength is. And yeah, you can get over to her.
I'd like to throw a knife alongside Knockinair too. I don't want her moving.
Okay. Are we rolling initiative, gang?
I think we're
I
rolling
am.
initiative.
Let's do it.
Now, it is 10 to 12.
It is.
Do you
I
want
think it's
to-
just for the first. I'm assuming she's gonna book it out of here in some bullshit.
Oh,
fucking
I'm
magic
just saying.
easy way.
I'm just saying.
So I want to at least get it. Oh my god. Okay, well, I might not be doing much because I did roll a nat 1.
Which is still what, like
Still a 12,
57?
right? Or 14.
It's 14.
Wow,
Jeez.
that's amazing. Knocking there, what'd you get?
I got a 22.
22.
I have advantage on initiative checks.
Nice.
Just close my.
Okay,
DM.
Ubold.
4.
Oh boy.
Yep.
And Evelyn.
I'm still trying to understand if that was irony she was using.
17.
17. Okay. She's gonna roll. 19 plus 4. 23. All right. So, knocking there, I will say that you and Sarah are able to do what you were going to do, and then the initiative will kick in. So, knocking there, you got over to her, and you were going to do what?
Going to attempt to grapple her.
Okay. Make an athletics test.
Hulk smash.
She'll make one that I'm sure will not beat yours.
25.
25, yeah. You reach up and you grab a hold of her, and as you grab a hold of her, Sarah, your dagger gets thrown. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
So she hasn't acted in initiative yet?
Not yet.
And is she considered to be surprised right now?
I wouldn't say she's surprised, but
Darn. Okay, that would have been good.
that would have been
But,
juicy.
That's fine. It's fine. All right. Knife going. Here we go. And that's a nat 1 to hit. It's 2 nat 1s in a row. Some really great stuff. I guess Sarah's just shaken by the concept that Ubel
Sarah,
really
if
did
you
reveal.
could.
Sarah
please.
just threw the knife out the window.
If you could, please roll a percentage roll.
Percentage? Oh,
Yep.
gosh. Okay.
Knocking her about to get stabbed in the back.
85.
Okay. The dagger gets thrown, and as it does, knocking there, it slams into your back, right between your shoulder blades.
Oh, no.
How much damage does that do, Sarah?
Do I have to roll full damage?
To roll whatever
Well,
damage you want.
Knockin' Air is certainly surprised that this has happened.
Oh no!
To say the least.
You know what? I'll allow it.
No, fuck. Okay, well, this is gonna be a crit then, because I'm an assassin rogue.
I've got
Yep.
so much healing. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh.
Let him have it.
This is gonna be so much damage. Okay.
I don't think your relationship is going to survive it, though.
Okay, so that's. Okay. Oh my gosh. Crit damage. That is gonna be on the initial hit. That's 11 damage plus sneak attack crit. Oh my gosh.
I just have this image of
38,
Knockin' Air
11.
turning
That's
around.
49 damage.
That's fine.
Knockin'
He's got
Air.
a scratch.
Knocking there,
Uh,
please make a strength check.
Just a strength check.
You can use athletics too if you want to see if you maintain your hold as you suddenly get janked in the back.
Sure. 27.
Okay. You manage to hold on to Runa as the dagger sinks itself all the way to the hilt in the center of your back. And with that being said, it'll be initiative, so she will go. She is going to narrow her eyes, look down at your hand, and then she is going to, real quick. Okay. She is going to bring her one hand up, down and around with an elbow down on top of your arm. Does a 23 hit you?
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
an armor class of 15.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She brings it around, she elbows down into it, and as she does, you can see there is shadow that trails off of her elbow as it slams down into your arm, and then she reverses her grip, and she she slams into you 3 times in quick succession to your face, your throat, and then the center of your chest with a 19,
That'll teach you to listen
17,
to me when they tell you to charge.
and 12. So the last one will miss, but the first 2 will hit. You're going to take damage of Combined for the two of them together, it's going to be 12. Please make another strength check.
I have resurrect, by the way, but I already used my sixth level slot for
23.
The day,
23.
I have Revivify if we need it.
I'm
Yes,
not
yes.
even half, guys.
Yeah, he's good. He's
Well,
good.
I'm worried
He's
that
good.
she's gonna do a
He's a
bunch of damage.
barbarian.
so yeah. We're just having fun, man.
And then after she does all of this and you don't let go, she just narrows her eyes and then she flicks something on that thing in her hand, that whatever device that was that Minghil had. And as she begins to evaporate and disappear into the air, sliding back through something, she says, "See you around." And whatever it is, shadows maybe, close up around her like fingers pulling around her. They close up and they drag her back, and she vanishes into the air.
Does
I
his
take-
arm go with her? No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, cuts him right in half. No.
Nice.
And he's still okay because he's a
Probably have
barbarian.
enough hit points for that.
That'll be fine.
And
Like, haha, it's only a quarter. I'm only cutting a quarter.
as you all stand there wondering what exactly just happened, you hear Minghil's voice. "Who the hell are you people?" And that is where we will end
Ah,
chapter 1 of our 3-part journey in the world of Nier.
Man, even at
Notte
level
Eterna.
12 are already screwing up.
I
It's great.
can't
So-
fucking believe that as an assassin rogue, the one time I get an assassination off, it's on a fucking ally.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah,
Now
it's
playing
probably the
D&D.
right one to hit because I don't know how much damage you did, but I have 82 hit points total, so I don't know.
Still would have been over half.
You would have been fine.
Everybody would have been fine. I think it just is not good because if she had attacked us, we that could still kill us. Oh boy.
So,
I mean,
with
if
that
I
being
was
said-
smart, I
let's-
would have raged when I charged over, and then I would have
Mm.
taken way less damage. But
yeah.
Lessons are learned.
That's it.
Lessons
Tomorrow
are
is
learned.
another day, or perhaps night in this
Next
world.
week is
But-
another day.
Mm.
Yes, we will return next week at the same time and same channel where we will continue this tale. Please come back and join us. I want to say thank you to everybody who watched tonight and everybody who's going to be joining us in the future. And I want to thank RPG Academy for hosting us, letting us be here. I want to thank Really Cool Tabletop Audio, which was supplying tunes that we heard. I didn't hear them because my things turned off, but I'm assuming they're there. And
They
I
are
want to
there.
thank Miko for putting all the awesome maps. We have, is that Neutral Party in there? Or we have something else in there?
I didn't do that map. You did that map.
I did that map? Okay, it's a cool map that I did.
Oh
I
no,
guess.
you got right. No, yes,
got it
that
from
was
you.
that was a neutral party map. Sorry.
Yes.
No, I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Neutral Party, for the awesome maps. And thank these awesome players. And thank you at home. I want to take a moment to have everybody just say who we are, where we can be found when we're not here, strolling in the eternal night. So, Bleak Season, please tell us who you are, where you at, what all you're doing.
Well, I am the Bleak Season. On Twitter. I can be usually found streaming at the Guild Superior. The next game that we will be doing there will be Sunday. Kevin will be joining me for that one as we do the 5th and final part of our Vaesen Ice campaign. Can't wait to get into that. And that's where you can find me, usually hanging out there and making Miko's life miserable. Thank you so much for inviting me to this. Super fun. The world is great. And I look forward to diving into it some more next week.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Bleak Season. Appreciate you being here. Thanks. Beth, we're going to move right back over onto you. Tell us who you are, what all you're up to.
Well, I'm Beth, and I have regrets. Too trusting.
Mistakes were made. No.
Listen,
Yeah, you
that was
know.
totally a bait. Listen,
This is
I
what
even
we
rolled
do.
well on my
You're
vibe
good.
check.
she's very
Are good.
good at lying.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'm Beth, and you can find me on the Guild Superior channel a lot. Specifically on Monday, we've got a really great game by someone. Oh, Miko. Miko's hosting a super great game, and it's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
He'll tell y'all about it. It's great. But you can find me on social. Did I say that already? Social media.
Say it
No.
again.
At Beth
Say it again.
Masco. That's fine. I'm on there. Come see me. And yeah, thank you, Kev. This is awesome. It's a really unique setting. I like it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here. Gainer, remind us who you all are. Tell us where you're at, because you do a lot. So what all are you up to?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Right now is a slow moment for me in terms of actual play stuff. I've got a monthly game over on twitch.tv/Thorny Dryad where I run masks, hashtag UForce Inheritance. I've got a lovely little crew over there who plays teen superheroes, and a lot is happening. There's some melding of possibly alternate timelines. It is getting pretty intense over there.
Like any good comic book story.
Exactly. I'm heavily inspired by X-Men, so if that at all entices you, go check that out. There's a bunch of VODs up over there. Let's see. I've got a bunch of stuff going on right now. If you find me on Twitter at GayNorcott, GayNorcott, you'll hear about most of the things that I do. And if you're looking for something to watch, I am part of a series of streams this weekend raising money for Mermaids UK, which is a UK-based trans rights organization. We're doing a anti-turf, anti-Harry Potter stream over there. Running Kids on Brooms, and I was part of a game this morning. It was fantastic. I'm also a pro GM, so if you find me on Start Playing Games as Gay Norcott, I have a couple of games posted right there, but they are filling up fast. So go check those out if that at all interests you, and hire me for your projects. Because I do things like sometimes I get very jealous in character, and definitely in character.
Yeah.
That's the best place to do it.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you. Finally, Miko. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Drago. Finally, Miko, serving as our producer and awesome, cool, stoic barbarian. Tell us where you're at, buddy. What all you up to?
It's what I do best, and I'm not going to say which one of those two things it is. Hi, I am Miko. You can find me on all the socials at @the_KS_GM. I am a producer as well over at Guild Superior. Do all kinds of fun things over there, particularly the Monday Night Mayhem show that Beth alluded to, where we scour the multiverse of the TTRPG space to bring new faces, new games, new settings to actual plays and to your screens. So if you're looking for new things, look us up on the Twitters. We're always looking for new people. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for part 2. Thanks a lot for bringing me in on this, Kevin.
Of course, my absolute pleasure. I am, in fact, Kevin, as he mentioned, and I am found on the socials at KevRanGames. I also run the Game Night Heroes podcast, which is found at GameNightHeroes.com. It is audio only at this point, but perhaps things may change with more streaming stuff. I also am a cast member under Hobo Inc., which is every other Saturday. I play in the Calamity game, play 2 different recurring characters. One is a tiefling who wields a shotgun in a post-apocalyptic land, and the other is a geriatric, kind of saucy Dragonborn who's obsessed with pudding cups, but that's neither here nor there. I'm a forever GM and love doing this. So thank you all for joining. Again, I want to thank RPG Academy for letting us take some time up on their channel tonight. This was an absolute blast and pleasure, and I'm sure you will see me on there again. I've done some stuff with them too. Also, I want to thank Jason Forbus for creating Notte Eterna, for letting us play it, for bringing us in on this really cool, awesome stuff. It is currently on Kickstarter, already funded. It has unlocked 4 of the stretch goals already, and they are pretty awesome. So if you want to partake in this world, do the link you see down there and go check it out. Go pledge it and tell them we sent you, because we're cool. And why wouldn't you want to be friends with us? So
yeah.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool. We're like
So
a brisk morning air.
We are
It's
brisk
like a
morning air.
brisk
We are the
morning
brusquest
air.
party you shall ever meet. But until we meet next time, may the moon smile upon you.
Wow, that was very good, Kevin.
Dig it.
It is an ancient world. Forged in darkness and blood. The gods have forgotten us. The immortals fall from the heavens, and terrors roam the land. Thousands of years I have waited, deep in the bowels of the earth. The seal will soon be broken. Lose your hopes, mortals. Your doom is near.